Silver Woman.
Yeah.
How have you been? I hadn't talked to you in a couple of months.
Pretty much dead.
Dead. You work too hard.
No, I've been actually pretty much dead. I had accidents. So.
Oh, I hadn't
Did
heard.
you
I'm
just put it
sorry.
live? I don't really want to talk live.
Oh,
uh, no, it's been a heavy year.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, little by little.
Well, are you doing okay now, or
Yeah,
you
kind of.
still recovering, or
I have still way to go, but I can walk. I can lift my arm. It's uh,
wow?
it's been kind of rebuilding. So yeah,
Sounds like you've had a tough time.
yeah, worst time of my life. Really,
Oh my goodness.
it was kind of close call. So feel very blessed to be alive.
Yes.
Mm.
You did hear that we lost Silver Riding Cowgirl to death, didn't you?
Who was that?
Silver Riding Cowgirl, a fairly new member of the silver stacking community.
Oh, what happened to her?
I don't know that the family ever said what the cause of her death was.
Wow.
Oh, routine surgery, and something went wrong.
Okay, I can read it too. Wow. Yeah, nothing is a fucking routine, you know. It's
Let's see if I can find her channel and let you look at some of her past videos. The family put out a video, what was it, yesterday, to say thank you for the kindnesses of the silver community. Let's see. And you fell. You just fell.
yeah.
Oh, wow. That's horrible.
I cracked my skull. I was unconscious. I was the first night in the neurological with the epileptic cramps.
Oh, my goodness.
Split my bicep tendon. I couldn't lift my arm for over 3 months. There was a stone that went through my knee and pierced the kind of the tendons there.
Oh,
So yeah, it's
another.
been
I haven't heard that siren. Why me? Why Silver passed away? Oh, goodness.
mm. But that's interesting anyway that their families are some enough like involved that they know the YouTubing stuff. Like if I'm not here, no one even knows.
Oh, please.
No, but
Everybody.
seriously, like no one knows about my YouTube, like in real life. Like
Yeah, I think some family and friends of mine would be surprised that I do as much chatting and YouTube stuff as I do.
mm,
I don't think any of my family is, except my wife and boys. I don't think anybody even knows that I do YouTube videos and chat on a regular basis.
mm.
Which I don't guess it's a big secret, but
Yeah. No, I had even like 5 months I was not allowed to be on computer or read or
oh,
watch
because
nothing.
it would mess up your
No, I had
brain
really bad
recovery.
concussion and whiplash, so I just couldn't. I still have problems of seeing.
Wow.
Like I can't sometimes I recognize even faces from 2 meters. Like my vision is so blurry.
Oh my goodness.
So,
I'm sorry to hear that.
No, but it's all good, you know. I'm still alive. I'm still better than average, so it's little
Wow.
by little.
And after all the trouble you went through with your mom's illnesses and such,
Yeah, it's
you've had a tough time the
no.
last
When I
several
heard my
years.
skull crack, I kind of thought that the game was over. I was really surprised to wake up in the blood pool, like my nose
Oh,
went in and stuff. So I couldn't even come up myself, and some stranger stopped car and drove me to ER and stuff. So.
oh man.
But like I was pretty wild few when I went to the ER. Like I got wheelchair very fast, and they just rolled me in because like I had a yellow jacket and it was full of blood.
Oh my
You know, I
goodness.
couldn't stand and just kind of like shaking, like uncontrollable.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah, that was kind. But like I'm also taking care of so many people with serious brain damage, so I was kind of really scared of like what's gonna happen. Like, am I gonna be veggie or
Oh
you
sure.
know, am I gonna be taking next bed from my patients?
Oh goodness.
That was a bit tough. Like, but yeah, I found myself new work now, and things are getting up little by little. But life is precious, you know. It's day by
Oh,
day. So, mm,
so that's got to be a slow recovery, doesn't it?
yeah, it's been like yeah, 5 months I couldn't really walk, and
Good
but
grief.
yeah, somehow I'm hustling and doing things. You know, I'm alone, so it's extra challenge. Like you wanna eat, you need to go and get it yourself. So it's like,
Sure.
uh, but yeah, it's little by little. But yeah, I need to like yeah, I've been thinking a lot of priorities again. Like okay, like what's necessary to do and what's not then. But
Right.
everything has been kind of on hold this year. Like just like pause. But I am doing some progress same time, so stable.
All
You did
right.
see my greetings video in between.
A what?
My last video, I sent a small little clip.
Oh no, I need to look at it.
Yeah, I thought that everyone can enjoy some nice view. It was not about silver though.
Oh, it doesn't have to be. I haven't done much silver stuff lately. I've been having to save up for a new vehicle, so I've slowed my buying down.
Mm.
I hear you. I've had to save up to pay the tax man.
Oh shit, that sucks.
You got
Yeah, property
taxes?
taxes.
Oh yeah.
Are they
Yeah.
doing something new in that? Was it surprise amount or?
No, just have to save up for it. I didn't allocate for it until now.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, that'll slow you down. Losing Louie just put up a video about how to request um,
Yeah. How to lower
lower
your
tax rates on
yeah? You
your
gotta make a petition. Your petition the assessment office.
right. I've
But
done that one time before, and I haven't in the last 5 or 6 years.
well, if your property values have gone up, it won't work. If it's gone down, it works. Better at least.
Hmm.
That's true. He was talking about having to compare your property to um,
Comps.
local, yeah,
Yeah.
comparable properties.
Yep. Same size, same space, and then pick the lowest one. So if you haven't had anything sell in recent memory for lower than what your assessment value is, then it's not going to do anything. It
Right.
actually might raise it.
No, they wouldn't raise it. I don't think. That would
Yeah.
be kind of low life on their part to raise it after you requested lower.
Yeah. I wouldn't put it past them. But glad you're feeling better, Silver Woman.
Thanks.
Hopefully, yeah, your recovery comes in time.
Yeah, it's time, and I think like I'm now I'm back in working, so I need to save some money and get some better specialist outside of country. So I'm already looking in some Harley Street specialist on joints and eyes and stuff. So I know where my next monies are going.
Oh,
You know, I don't get more help here. It's kind of like yeah.
Where is that? Where is here?
The most civilized, rich countries in the world. Bullshit. You know, free medical care, but it's like free bullshit. You know, it's
Yeah, well, that's what I'm wondering. Like, where can you actually go that's better?
pay privately in Harley Street, London.
London. Gotcha.
No, Harley Street private.
Harley Street private.
Yeah, it's Harley Street is middle of London. It's near Oxford Circus. It's a very long street. It takes you like 15-20 minutes to walk, and it's looks very boring street with a lot of high buildings. When you start looking at the doorbells, it's only doctor, floor after floor. All the best doctors are having offices there, but you need to know who you're going to.
Hmm.
So I'm already familiar with some doctors there. So I asked last time I was there, like, okay, who is the best on the joints? I was in the waiting room a little while, but I couldn't get appointment that day, and also I didn't have money for it. But now I know at least, like, okay, next time I'm traveling there, I will order time before, maybe month before, and get them evaluating my joints. Like, can they do something more? And I think I want to have more PRP or maybe some stem gel things done for me, and after that's done, then I think I need to check out like who can help me with my eyesight. Like I had operated my eyes before, so I had perfect vision. So it's really annoying, but I'm actually starting to think that it might be also something to do because I've been having high doses of painkillers. And if you think generally how population is getting like duller eyesight with age, so most people are eating painkillers, so maybe those are piling up in the nerves of the eyes.
could be.
Interesting
So I'm
correlation.
a little bit planning like now start maybe like detoxing because now I don't eat painkillers anymore. But I've been kind of like, you know, getting a new job and hustling, doing a lot of stuff. Same time trying to take it easy enough to not to go backwards with my healing. And but I'm most likely gonna go like very heavy detox for a few months.
Nothing wrong with detoxing, but you got to get your mental game up there. Do you do practice meditation for your pain?
Yeah, I do. But like now I don't have any more like
Yeah. When I
pains
when
all the
I
time.
I dislocated my shoulder,
Mm-hmm.
they gave me the option of one of those cocktails that they had to kill the pain, but I opted for a mental meditation while they
Yeah.
readjusted.
It would have only been the arm, but yeah, it was pretty intense, the head part.
I'm sure.
I was like vomiting like 9 hours straight in the toilet just because of the pain in my head. So, and that was after 3 different painkillers already.
But is that from withdrawal because of the nausea?
I smacked my head in the asphalt. I cracked my skull.
Oh, yeah, that's concussion. No? Did you get a
Yeah,
concussion?
together with whiplash.
Yeah. Wow.
Mm.
Yeah, I had a friend that
But
that happened to when we were younger. He lost parts of his hearing as well.
yeah, it can it can do some miracles. You know, one smack in the head is enough to kill. So,
Mm.
but I was kind of like surprised that I wake up because I heard that cracking sound, and I hear that once before when someone got killed in front of me. So for me, it was kind of like shit, game over. Last thought.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, little by little.
Yes, step by step.
Mm.
I've never had like a severe injury like that, but I've had lots of little injuries. Torn rotator cuffs, torn busted knees, torn calves, all sorts of
Action hero, huh?
yeah.
Action hero.
I guess that's a funny way to put it, but yeah, I get a lot of adventure related issues.
Yeah. No, I think that's part of life, you know. Like if we don't have some experiences like that, what the hell we did here? You
There you
know, have
go.
to have some stories to tell. But yeah, this was kind of embarrassing. I never felt a nice before. Like, oof.
No, don't be embarrassed. Things happen. It happens to a lot of people.
Yeah, it is. And like after my healing period, people started posting me things like in some countries, 5 people per year die for falling in ice like this. But then a few hundred people die every year for running indoors with the woolen socks, like, you know.
Even cute things like deer in the U.S. cause the number one rate of deaths for
Oh,
animals killing people.
is it through ticks or?
No, it's true. Deer is the most deadly animal. Just like the Dachshunds, the wiener dogs are the most vicious.
No.
They attack the most people, man.
Well, they don't kill people.
I'm saying they're the most vicious. I didn't say they kill people.
I've never. Well, I don't know if I've ever been bitten by a dachshund, but I've been around some vicious ones, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, they're the number one most vicious dog. The other ones are at least trained.
Yeah, but if you can't get away from a dachshund, something's wrong with you.
It's not the point.
I know. I'm just teasing.
Yeah.
That's kind of funny, though. I mean, when you see those videos of them doing races at county fairs and stuff, and you think,
Well, I guess to tie this into the whole the stacking thing, it definitely makes sense that we should take some time to spend on ourselves, right? Take care of ourselves.
Mm.
oh yeah,
And not just focus on saving for later when later actually hits us in the face.
Yeah, well, just surviving now is also important. So it's
Yeah, that's one of the other things. Like I was doing some Black Friday shopping just because everything is like 50 or 40% cheaper.
oh god, are you one of those? I
I am.
hate I hate shopping on Black Friday.
Well, it wasn't too bad. Like in my area, most of the shopping was done in the daytime. I did it at night, so no, there wasn't really anyone there.
Okay.
you know, I shopped something Black Friday sale first time ever in my life.
How was
I
it?
didn't go out of the house.
You did your Black Friday shopping online. You're a smart girl.
Yep.
That's funny.
But I did get it like I think almost 50% or something.
That's good.
Home delivery. No need to get out of the door.
There you go.
Yeah, but for me, I work from home, so I try to get outdoors as much as possible.
Yeah, well.
That's good.
Yeah, it gets boring at home. Like I've
But
lost my
shopping is not really fun.
excuse me.
Shopping is not really fun. I enjoy like when I'm looking for deals and stuff online, but then to actually go in the shops, sucks.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I hate if they can burn down all the Walmarts in America for all I care. I hate
You
going
know,
in
that's
that
not
place.
exactly what that's not shopping, man.
What is
Oh
that
man.
then?
I wouldn't consider shopping.
Oh, Walmart is the largest uh, brick and mortar retailer in America, and I just
No,
hate
I
going
know
there.
that, but what if it's not shopping? What is it?
I don't. It's just
Those are
Not
so
your
shopping.
opinion. I mean
Yeah,
the
so shopping is I don't know. I guess you know there's a difference between like mall, right, and Walmart, where Walmart has everything and you're just in Walmart, whereas you can go to different places and see different things and different people. I actually go to People Watch because I guess I have no life.
the people watching is different thing than shopping. That I can do.
Yeah, I'll usually go pick up what I need to pick up, and then find something, some local entertainment like a street musician or a street artist, park next to them and sit down, and then just watch the people come walking by.
yeah.
Like
That's
normally when I go like in shopping mall or stuff, I have a list with me and I run it through and I'm done. It's kind of like, you see me coming and I'm already back flight lighting, like it's like phew, done. It's that's my kind of shopping.
That's not the
Sometimes
modern woman. The modern woman, and actually, you know, retail stores are laid out like this. They have seats just for the men in these retail stores because the I guess current generation women just like roam around aimlessly like ants.
Hmm. Right. I do see that. I know what you mean. It's
Yeah, and the guys just have to go sit down and park and use a mobile or go somewhere else.
yeah.
that's me. If I get
I'm I'm
if I
I'm
get
quite quick.
dragged along,
Yeah. So by the way, BSO is calling me a hot tub boy just because I went to the pool. But pops, that was in response to you, man. When I went to and parked by the pool because you have one in your backyard.
yeah.
Yeah, I was kind of you and what was it? Hi Ho Silver got that. He has that lake or that river stream going behind his.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, time to go chill.
Yeah, his river is way better looking than my pool, but it's all right.
Yeah.
This
Yeah,
time
but
of
it's important to relax. That's what I'm learning from you guys. Like it's not all about the hustle too much. You gotta relax, slow it
yeah,
down a little bit.
once in a while.
Yeah, right. I just worked a couple of weeks ago, 68-hour in a week.
Hmm.
68 hours.
Yeah,
That's a lot of work.
I'm kind of getting back in normal.
Uh, but yeah, this time of year, I mean, the pool is too cold now, so I like going out. I've got what do you call it? A chimenea. It's like an outdoor fire pit thing.
It's like a an oversized thing you smoke weed with
Kind of, yeah.
that stands up and then instead of you know sits down.
So all the branches that I've trimmed off my trees past years, so I shove them in there a little bit at a time. Just watch the fire and watch the pool and sit on my butt. It's fun.
Silver here. I put here a link from my quick hide, the last video I made. That's the kind of pool I like.
Oh, let's check it out here. Okay, I'm looking at it. Oh, I'm watching an ad right now. I hate YouTube ads. Do y'all hate YouTube ads?
I do not,
You don't hate them?
because I get revenue share thanks to you, all of y'all folks.
Well, I do too, but
So why would you eat it?
what?
Oh, okay. Who bought that deal? Who's showing the PCE deal?
What deal?
Yeah, like someone silver. Someone is showing the daily deal for the Silk Panda. Oh, Silver Siren. Duh. Yeah. They had that on eBay on Thursday on Thanksgiving. I had it in my cart and I decided not to do it. I didn't pull the trigger on that one, just only because it's so hard to sell. It's actually harder to sell than I thought it was for a 1 ouncer or a 30 grammer. Oh yeah, but it's good for a premise stack.
Wow, Silver Woman, where did you video this?
Secret location.
That's crazy. That looks like the Caribbean or somewhere.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it looks like Trinidad or somewhere.
Just put it on there. Oh yeah, that is nice. In the water, relaxing. That's what I'm talking about.
So, Babs, you know the area, huh?
Caribbean.
Where did Christopher Sanchez buy 5 ounces for 75? Did he get it from Hi Ho?
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
In the side chat, they're some of the guys are still talking about those deals.
Oh, I gotta bring up the side chat. Dang it.
It's Fee, Mr. Fee, the technical analyst.
Hello, how are you?
What's up, man? How are you?
Good form. I came along last week and you had the Hangout, and I don't know, when I got the email, I actually received the email after it was over. You tell me, how does this how does an email go into limbo for I don't know, an hour more?
Just like our election, man. It's rigged.
Well, here's the thing. You see, I was actually sitting at my desk and the email came in on the computer and I actually saw it arrive. So I just clicked on it and it said, "You're the first person here." And I went, "What?" And about 3 seconds after I arrived, somebody else arrived. So it wasn't just me. The two of us kind of chatted for a minute and go, kind of don't know what's going on here. And then we went our separate ways. But it was, I think it was exactly 45 minutes after the last post on the sidebar.
Oh, that's funny.
Weird.
It is.
Anyway,
weird.
sorry, didn't mean to change the subject.
Yeah, well, I was just admiring the Caribbean view that Silver Woman gave us to look at.
Very nice if you can
Did
get there.
daydream away?
Huh?
Did you daydream away from there?
Oh man, that's beautiful. I want to be there right now.
I quit my job and I left there for a month.
Oh, how wonderful. That's crazy.
That's what happened.
Yeah. Beautiful, beautiful.
I just decided that, use the last pennies for something what is important in life. Like,
yeah.
Life is too short for all this struggle.
Oh yeah, can agree with you on that one. Yeah, I'm gonna start traveling again. I'm actually looking at downsizing a bit, but we'll see what ends up happening.
I'm middle of trying to get myself to downsize. I really want to get the tiny house and get rid of this bullshit. I need to have my freedom.
Pay less and then rent it out, or rent it out and then just convert all of it. We can all be like Silver Slacker and then add mountains of silver.
Yeah. No, I don't want to think about anything to rent out or anything. I just want to have the minimum what I need, and just
Keep the big house and put a couch in every room and go Airbnb.
I don't have a big house. I'm renting, so it's not like I just want to get rid of the rental situation.
Oh, not me, man. I want bigger is better. I need a 40,000 square foot mansion. That's what I need.
40,000 square foot. That's an aircraft hangar.
Lots of
seriously, right?
I need lots of foot servants to just wait on my beck and call. And
see, what you really need to be able to do is drive your automobile in the living room.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about. I could set up like a go-kart track or something in my living room. Wouldn't that be great?
I'm thinking more like in Avatar. No. Yeah, Avatar. There is this shipping container stuff what they throw in the middle of the jungle. Kind of spaceship. That's more like what I want.
No.
Landing.
No.
That would be downsizing. I did see a video where somebody was setting up their ultimate prepper bug out paradise bunker. Really what it involved was digging a big hole in the ground, putting, I think it was 4 containers in it, which had material cut out so you could walk from one container to the next container. And then they plumbed it and filled it all back in again. And, it's one way of doing it. A lot of money you want to throw away.
4 containers, that's quite big actually. So I'm thinking of half container.
It's all very well until the water table rises slightly and everything starts to go nice orange color of rust.
Right. You need to plan it,
Well, that depends. Hopefully they're not at sea level, right? Hopefully they're a little smarter.
Yeah. They're not in southern Louisiana or somewhere. The last flood in southern Louisiana, there were caskets floating. Oh, it was terrible.
I wouldn't want to be drowning in those tin caskets.
No, I don't want to downsize. I want bigger is better, man.
Well, the only thing bigger than that is the open air.
Well, yeah.
But I'm thinking I could take a big house loan and get that big house. But then again, I want to be able to have like a couple times a year, at least month, Caribbean Ocean or something. I'm actually thinking maybe to quit so that I could work half a year and then just live around in Caribbean for another half a year.
Sounds like the life.
I don't want to be working every month and doing all this shit like this.
Well, all you need to do is get the big mortgage. I'm reading something here now. It's, Trump was on Nora O'Donnell, and this is what he said: "I'm the king of debt. I'm great with debt. Nobody knows debt better than me." In an interview on CBS this morning.
Yeah, right.
I've made a fortune by using debt, and if things don't work out, I renegotiate the debt. I mean, that's a smart thing, not a stupid thing. How do you renegotiate the debt? O'Donnell followed it. You go back and you say, "Hey, guess what? The economy crashed." Trump replied, "I'm going to give you back half." I can just see myself trying that on my bank.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how everyone is starting to follow Trump now with his advices. So how much more debt USA can get.
I don't know. It's interplanetary already, those numbers. You know what? It's probably
not in that boat, but okay, it does influence the whole world.
I know. What's 40 trillion or 50 trillion? I mean, if you convert that into miles, it'd probably take it to Andromeda.
Yeah. Hey, what is that P square stuff come from?
Oh, phi, the PHI.
Okay.
It's there's a lot of these fraternity in universities, Phi Kappa or Phi Delta or whatever. But really,
I
what it
was
is,
expecting like some P square stuff coming out.
yeah, it's just a way of spelling a Greek number.
You know P square?
The golden ratio. Did you ever hear of it?
Yeah.
Okay, 1.618 or 0.618, which is the reciprocal of it, essentially is known as phi.
Yeah.
It's just the name for a number. That's all. It's kind of a special number. It turns up in odd places, but that's all. It's just the proper notation for it is like a 0 with a diagonal line through it.
Yeah,
you know, like the dollar has a line through it.
Really thinking about that for a long time.
Yeah.
And wait a second, I'm sending you because in my head, when I see P square, this is what comes into my mind. So your accent didn't match.
You're listening to an Irish baritone. Wait till I start singing, you'll wish I hadn't. What are we looking at there? A Lincoln or something?
Oh, Danny boy.
What's up, Collector for Life? Long time no see. How are you?
I'm doing well. I've been sick for a while and I've just been busy, so I haven't been able to come on.
Hello.
Well, hello.
Hello.
Where are you at, Collector for Life? Sorry. What region of the world do you live in? That was
I
rude.
live in the U.S.
Oh, well, that's specific.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's quite specific.
Siren, do not laugh at me.
You said the world.
I've heard of that.
Yeah.
Yes. I live in Texas, in case anybody wants to know. Central Texas. Nobody cares. Thank you.
I'm just kidding. You're welcome.
Is that southern USA or northern Mexico?
Both.
Oh,
Et tu, Brute. Turn around and take the dagger in the
come
other
on,
side.
man. Come on, man.
That was pretty good. That was pretty good. That was really good.
And what protectorate of the British colonies is Northern Ireland? I can give.
Yeah, you're just in West Britain. That's all. Why don't you just admit it?
There you go. That was funny. Thank you, you punk.
So you do the phi like as in Latin, or is it Latin or like Greek?
I think it's a Greek. It's a Greek. The name for the number is Greek.
Gotcha.
You know,
yeah, because I know a bunch of fraternities that have pi.
I don't know why they. I mean, I can't speak for the fraternities, not having any connection with any of them. You know, a different word comes to my mind when I think of all of that.
You know, the word "fee" in another language actually means a pimple.
Yeah, it's also in one of those, was it Grimm's fairy tales or one of those horror fairy tales? What was it the giant used to say? Fee, fi, fo, fat.
Yeah, there you
I
go.
thought I saw a putty tat. Wasn't that it?
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah,
or something like that.
Which one was that? The red one? The red monster? Yeah. But it's good to know now that I know that it's from the Greek one. I wasn't sure about that.
Definitely.
It underlies Elliott wave, it underlies market movements, and it underlines social interaction between people.
Yeah, Fiona was an ogre, wasn't she?
We're talking about Shrek here now.
Oh, yeah, never mind. Sorry.
Oh, you're talking Shrek. Oh, okay, hold on. I'll show you the one I was talking about.
BSO in the side chat.
It's interesting how different things this is leading, like, you know, like the Greek philosophies and mathematics and Greek and
this is very advanced. We're basically cross-lingual, cross-cultural, cross-discipline. Humor. What have we got here? Who's the red guy?
That's
Oh, the red monster. Oh,
P5 full chrome. I never thought I saw a footy tat.
that's the one. Yeah.
Right.
Looney Tunes, the red monster.
Never seen that one.
I never heard him referred to as the red monster. Actually, I never ever saw a name on him before, but that's curious.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. I don't remember a name either.
Yeah, so they got a news popping up in the side chat. Castro is gone. You know, for the longest time, I thought he passed away a long time ago already. But apparently he didn't.
Yeah, he was 90 years old.
Yeah, tough son of a bitch.
Yeah.
He
Dang
was.
it. There went my favorite dictator. Dang it.
You have a favorite dictator?
Yeah,
Who's your
Castro.
second favorite?
Trump.
Good, nice one.
I don't mind being the brunt of all the jokes. No, I don't. It's fun.
I'm just waiting. How is he surviving this first 4 years? Woohoo.
He should be fun.
Yeah, someone told me it's gonna be entertaining.
Yeah. I don't predict as much will change as people think it will. But there you go. That's just my opinion. There, I said it.
I think you have a point.
He can't fix everything. There's too much wrong.
You see, here's the thing. People are saying, oh, there's a Republican president and there's a Republican Congress and Republican Senate. He's going to get everything done. Well, let's just think about that for a second. The Democrats oppose him. The Republicans oppose him. So there's him and there's everyone else.
No,
So when you look at it from that point of view, what's he going to get done?
Yeah, it should be entertaining and fun to watch.
It should be entertaining to watch. Exactly.
well, after the elections, all the Republicans that hated on him are like, he's totally kissing his ass right now.
Well, that's just the neocons licking up to whoever beat them to power.
Yeah,
know?
but so it's like they're at his beck and call right now. You got Mitch McConnell and all these other guys just like.
And the lobbyists are just they're fanboys for whoever's the boss of the gang. You know, I mean, if his name was Adolf, they'd sort of suck up. If his name was Godfather, it would be exactly the same to them. You know.
I suppose you're right.
I wouldn't go that far.
Well, how many people have jumped on the Dallas Cowboys fan wagon now? Come on, give it up.
No, I've always hated Romo.
Well, he's pretty much out the door now.
Oh, who is it? That shows you how much I care about them.
Oh, man. He hadn't played a game all year.
He might get a concussion.
You might get a concussion?
If he puts a headset on too tight. He's a backup, not a Prescott, a rookie.
Yeah.
Oh. Wow. So
Rookie is tearing it up.
Okay, all right.
Well, they got two rookies that could both be in running
Oh, man.
Rookie of the Year and MVP.
It's going to be a tie. But anyway, they have to win a playoff game or two to get that honor, though, probably. Ooh, what are you showing, Ag?
Those are copper.
Those are copper? They look silver. Those aren't silver, Ender? Oh,
Put a
there it
little light on
is.
the situation.
Copper.
Trying to find the other ones I've got. Which box I put them in.
Yeah, Romo's done. He'll get traded. Somebody will use him.
Oh, yeah, there's a handful of teams that somebody's going to want to.
Is that a shield?
Yep, that one, two shields are kind of one's a smaller version of the same thing.
Those are cool.
In silver, these work out to about 6 ounces, 5.7 to 6. I just made one for losing Louis a couple weeks ago.
Louis the best. I love him. How come he's not in here talking? Does he ever come in the chats? He does, doesn't he?
I believe so.
Yeah. He's a busy camper, though. He actually works for a living, I think. Yeah, Salivate should drop in soon, shouldn't he? He always drops in.
There we go. There's the rest of the copper I've got.
Yeah, he's probably beaten another mole to submission.
You know who we got to get in the chat is Silver Slacker sometime. Just
dude, he's too cool for school, man.
I guess so. Yeah, and Junius Maltby. How come he's too cool to come in the normal chats?
Can't speak to that, but I do like all those pieces. Those are pretty cool.
They are cool. Copper.
Yeah, some are just basic bars. Some of these are in wood.
So everybody else is pouring silver, but not you. You're pouring copper. That's cool.
Well, I'm doing the silver too, but I can get free copper from tearing apart motors at work. I do garage doors.
Oh.
Wow. Free copper from work. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's very resourceful.
But it's free. It's only sweat equity.
Yeah. Just
Is that from the windings and the motors?
That
Yeah.
takes a while.
Yeah, inside the motors. I get about a pound to a pound and a half worth from each motor.
Where do you get the copper from in the motor?
The motor itself, it's all wound up.
Yeah.
Ah, electric motor.
Well, the windings can be very tight, so I'm curious. Now, speaking as someone who has used windings in the past, how do you get the windings off? Are you cutting it off with a bolt cutters, or
Nippets, man.
Basically, I get it all stripped down, so I just have that bundle of wire that's wrapped around those steel plates, and cut the strings off because they're usually wrapped together with string. And then there's a funny, weird, like epoxy almost coating that keeps them probably from catching fire. It keeps the heat down.
Yeah.
But, there's two different kinds. One's easier, the red wire or the red copper, whatever the coating is on that. It's a lot easier to get off because it's not as sticky. But I just kind of pry off one side with with a screwdriver, and then cut it with metal sheet, and then pull them through the other side.
Gotcha. Well, copper's got a reasonable value when you've got a quantity of it.
Yeah, I've taken in
Like a
some of
ton.
it. I've had too much to try and melt down, and I've taken in 200 pounds worth total, just for recycle value. I'm getting about $1.30 to $1.40 a pound because it's dirty copper.
Yeah, they'll give you different rates for the different types.
Hey, what's up, Mr. Zeke? Long time no see.
That's a good,
Right. What's going
I
on?
was
Hello, Mr.
some
Z.
of the copper I was
Zeke!
trading with somebody else for.
Hello.
How's it going?
okay.
Go
How
playing
was
golf?
the golf course?
Yeah, I'll let you know when I'm done. I'm out by
Oh, you're
myself
still
here,
out there.
so I'm gonna occasionally mute to take a shot, and then I'll be back.
Oh, okay. How many shots have you rung up so far?
Oh, I'm at about 10 over par on the front 9.
Oh, well, that's better than my game.
I just got back into it. I took about a 4-year hiatus from golf, so this is my 3rd time out.
Yeah, do you walk or ride?
Oh, I only walk. I hate riding.
Oh, there you go. Good exercise.
I will be right back.
Yeah, if you walk a full 18 holes, that's usually about, 3 miles, 4 miles?
A little over 1.5. Usually on the normal size courses, you're looking about 6,000 yards, so 1.5 or so.
Oh, okay.
Longer courses, you can get up to about 8,000 yards.
Yeah, I don't do those.
I know that on the calorie counter, if you carry your clubs and walk, it's about 450 calories you burn every hour. So it's good exercise.
Yeah, it's not bad. Especially when you hit the ball in places like I do.
I try to keep in the fairway, but we got some pretty tight courses here in Oklahoma.
Oklahoma?
Oklahoma.
What part of Oklahoma?
The Oklahoma City, actually, right smack dab in the armpit.
Oh, man. My mom lives northeast of Tulsa.
Yeah, I used to go up there and shoot pistol matches. Up by Claremore?
Yep.
Yeah. And
Mom
then I became a hermit.
Mom lives in Chelsea.
Chelsea, Oklahoma.
Yep.
How's everybody's Saturday going?
All right. You'll have to visit my cousin's coin shop in Tulsa sometime.
Man, that's too far for me.
Oh, please. It's only a 90-mile drive up the turnpike.
I'm a hermit crab now.
Oh, okay.
I live at the pouring bench, and that's about it. And these late night chats, man, I don't know what to do. I woke up at like 8:30 this morning.
Yep. APMEX country.
Yeah. I need to go down there and just knock on the front door. You know, you used to be able to do that. They tell me you used to be able to walk right up and just walk in, and then they got really very big, and now there's no walk-in service. So
I'm sure not. They're probably almost like trying
Fort
to
Knox.
walk into the U.S. Mint now.
Yeah.
My cousin told me they have over 200 employees.
Yeah, that's what I understand from what I've heard. I'll be right back.
I'm going, isn't it? When you get down to it.
If you're supplying income for 200 employees, you are not a small operation.
Yeah, no, apparently it started life as a coin shop up in Edmond, and then slowly built, and now it's the American Precious Metals Exchange.
You know,
Yep.
Liberty Coin is starting to head that way too, just like bullion exchange. Because I went to the shop at Liberty Coin that's on eBay, and man, you totally would not think what it is based on their eBay sales.
What is it on eBay? What is it? Does it look like a mom and pop shop, or?
It totally is a mom and pop shop. It totally looks like it. It's just a small corner store in a plaza.
That is the future of retail right there. Big box retailers will slowly die, and we will live on the internet.
Yeah, and these guys, you know, like
Low
they have this
overhead.
whole back area. I walked in. You know, they're a big dealer of pandas, right? Modern pandas and modern coins, modern graded stuff.
Cool.
I walked in, and then I was like, "Hey, so where are all your pandas? Like, we don't keep them out in the front."
Yeah. No kidding.
Yeah. But it was completely amazing. And then, like, dude, the volume they got is insane. So I can totally see what you're saying about how APMEX has grown. They were, from what I see, Liberty Coin, they were pretty small, but they've definitely grown.
I mean, if you do it that way, you got such low overhead, small retail space, low staffing. You're making, you know, UPS or FedEx or the U.S. Postal Service work for you. They're really your only employees.
Oh, yeah. How do you think Amazon got so big?
Well, Amazon, they're a beast. They undercut everything. Which,
Yeah.
you know, this is one of those things where I think it ties in real well to gold and silver. business in general, Amazon is the #1 biggest killer of small businesses there is.
Yeah, it's the new Walmart.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Specifically because
If they ever get their shipping down to 1 day, right now they're 2 day. If they get it down to 1 day,
Drone shipping.
that's I mean, you're going to buy your fresh lettuce from Amazon. You know? Oh, there it is.
Same day.
I bet you don't make that putt. I don't know. It's pretty flat. You got a chance.
Hey, Mr. Zeke, you see?
That's a good shot.
You see what I mean? It's pretty easy to go live once you go on your mobile, right? Yeah.
You better hurry up. You don't have all that much light left. Did he miss?
I was robbed.
Oh, come on. We didn't get to see the whole shot. Your camera angle was too low. Oh, he's doing it again.
Good question for Fee, since
How do your partners feel about taking the same shot twice?
Same result. two putt.
well, get off the phone. You'll probably do better.
That's funny.
Who cares? I'm just out here for the exercise.
I understand. Question for you, man. How do the
Mulligan.
Question for who?
for Fee or
Yeah.
Fi?
What?
How do the technicals currently look? I know you're a big technicals guy, and you're mainly looking at the charts.
Well, I've been waiting to. I haven't bought precious metals now for months, and I've been waiting kind of till nowish. I basically decided that the precious metals were going down the last week of July, and I told everyone about it. In actual fact, they hit a high the following week, and they've been going down ever since. The question is, when do they bottom and when do they bounce? Well, some currency zones, they're at half-year lows, and other currency zones, they're at full-year lows. But really, the interesting point is, in dollar terms, where most of you guys are US-based, you've got to look back to last November, the prices at last November. And essentially, the prices that they etched out last November were a year ahead now, and they're more or less tricking around with the same prices. So if they fail to go down further at this point, they will turn. But they're going to attempt to go down further. Having said that, this week was the best chance for the dealers to do that because they had thin volume. You know, so we may have seen the close at last week as being the lowest, but like in my own heart and soul, I'm thinking either next week or the midweek of December. And I'll probably spread out the annual buying program between those two periods, depending on how it goes. But that's only an annual low, really. You know, the money is made if you can get the 5-year low or the 3-year low. But like, hey, the annual low, you know, I never went out of business buying annual lows. And it's all probabilistic, of course. It's all guesses.
Yeah, of course. I'm just kind of curious what the charts are saying. Because I've been buying and selling up until a point, but the
chart,
stuff that I'm saving,
yeah, the bullishness the potential bullishness I'm voicing, the charts are not saying it. The charts are saying sell.
Right?
The charts are saying it's going down, and all the chartists, all the technical analysts are increasingly bearish now. And I'm taking a contra view on that, looking at the same charts that they're looking at. But then that's not unusual.
Of course.
I'm kind of used to being
contrarian.
Yeah, to be contrarian to who is always the question, isn't it? But yeah, I mean that's true.
Okay, so what is your reason that we might actually have hit the bottom? Why is it contrarian to the guys that think that we're in a full bear market?
That is an interesting question. I think if you keep looking at the markets for about 30 years and then compare notes with me, we'll see if we agree.
Well, I haven't been in 30 years. That's why I'm asking you this question. I've only been in a year and a half.
Yep. Well, there's
But I am
there's
curious
various
to hear your
there's various reasons, and they're all subtle. But there are pivot prices that it's bearish as long as it's below them. I'll see if I can give you one of them. Maybe I can pull one up. Hang
Yeah,
on.
if I compare 30 years, then that's pretty much my entire life.
Based on GLD, let's see. Okay, for GLD, the pivot prices are 119.12, bearish below, maybe 118, say 119, bearish below it. And of course, GLD is below it right now. So that's bearish, and
Yep.
that's why the technical people are bearish.
Yep.
But the other pivot is 125, and it's bullish above that. And it's in contest between 119 and 125. And I'm looking for a reversal, which would make the current down move on a holiday week on thin volume into a manipulated down push by the market makers. So for me, what I want to see is it not staying where it is. But if it does stay where it is, I'm bearish. So
Gotcha.
what I'm doing is I'm describing what is the potential criteria for a reversal here. And the criteria for a reversal here is that it doesn't stay where it is. It gets back, basis GLD's price, gets back into the balance, and the balance of the seesaw would be 122. And at 122, I would consider it perfectly balanced with 50-50 chance of going either way. And above that, it starts to go bullish, and above 125, it is bullish.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. Do you think the U.S. has the largest influence on the metals market, or is there another market that has a larger or greater influence on metal prices?
The U.S. has a large influence on it, but it doesn't matter. How would I describe that? You see, from the point of view of a trader, let's say I'm walking through the woods, and I have a canoe on my back, and I come to the river. Now, I don't really pay much attention, but what I do is I get in and I paddle downstream, not upstream, and I try to avoid the rocks. Now, if I came to the river and it flowed from right to left, I paddle that way. If it flowed from left to right, I paddle that way. And if I came along tomorrow and the river was flowing a different way from the day before, I would say, maybe it's a different river, maybe not. I would just paddle downstream, whatever direction that is. Now, when you start to look at motivations in the markets, you get tied up in knots, you cause yourself great difficulties, and you open up the ability to be manipulated by price or by news or by emotive events that you're not aware of. And take it from me, I mean, I write an awful lot about things that people are not aware of, manipulating them. I mean, there are things you wouldn't believe that are causing you to do things. And you think you kind of, well, here, let me, here, I'll post a link. Okay, let's just see what we can do.
Yeah, because in effect, I still think that it is going down. It still has a tendency, or there's still some projection to go down, right? A lot of probability.
Oh, it's definitely going down. Yeah, it has been going down, and it is going down, and it's going down since middle of summer.
But the question is, at least for myself and probably some other folks, is do we keep, at this point, do we try to time the bottom, or do we dollar cost average in?
Timing is generally considered to be impossible. However, Siren or anyone that's on this forum will confirm that timing is what I do. So yeah, timing is not advisable, but yeah, that's what I do.
That's what you do, and how's your accuracy on that? Your own opinion.
I'm not going to boast. People can follow me and pay attention to what I do, and then just make up their own minds.
Well, it's not a boast; it's a question. Honest question. What would you say your percentage rate is, roughly?
100.
Wow. Okay. Fair enough.
There's a claim, but you know, I mean, recently I was pulled up on calling a reversal in coal a year ago, where it went down 60% below my entry price. I bought it without leverage, and it's now 45 to 50% above my entry price. But if I had bought it with leverage, I would have taken a 60% loss. So, you know, the question is, if you play it the right way, 100%. If you don't play it the right way, you can lose 100%. It's all down to having the liquidity and the strategy to suit your system, or to put another way, they become part of the system.
Yeah. So for me as an investor right now, I'm like still itching to buy, but one of the problems I'm having is, you know, it's still going down, and there are these what feel like entry points, like
do you see that link I just posted?
Yes.
Okay. Now, when you go there, have a sheet of paper and a pen or a pencil, and when he asks the audience to make their drawing, pause the video and make your drawing, and be a member of the audience, and then watch the rest of the unpause it and watch the rest of the video. When I say there are egos touching yours, converting your ego to them, and you're not aware of it, you might see an example of that if you try that.
Okay.
But it'll take 10 minutes. But that's just one example.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So if that's the case, in your opinion, what would be the low point of the current trend? Would it be roughly?
You mean for stocks or for bonds or for
gold in particular?
For gold?
Yes.
Well,
can't go into stocks and bonds because stocks is too diverse. Bonds, okay, but you know.
let me roll it back a bit. You see, I think you're asking the wrong question. So I'll roll it back a bit to the point where you were saying, is the US the most persuasive country in what happens in the gold market? You didn't say gold market, but that's really what you meant, isn't it? Oh, and I would say, my reply was, it might have seemed evasive. I said, they're a powerful player, no doubt, but other things count.
Of course.
Okay? So, and I gave you an example of arriving in the woods at a river and not debating with gravity, but just going with the flow. Yeah?
Yep, yep.
So, okay. So here's the thing, you know, if you're going to trade the markets, you have to put everything to one side and you have to observe like you never looked before. If you don't observe, you won't see subtle things, you know, that are just, you only see them when you've been looking at something, and very few people have the attention span to look long enough. My subscribers, I constantly tell them to consider looking at a chart for maybe 20 minutes, the same chart. And kind of when they come to me, they kind of go, no way. And then I might have a webinar and I might have 3 hours and maybe only 4 charts or something in it. And at the end of it, all they're getting is more and more detail and more and more detail and more and more detail and even more detail, all from what wasn't invisible at first. So going back to your question about the United States and my answer about the stream in the woods, if you're looking at a contest between two teams, you can merely regard it as a tug of war, where one side is winning and another side is winning, and then occasionally one side pulls the rope a long way over, and sometimes it goes to and fro a few times. You don't know what's going to happen next. But if you watch until one side has done their best and they pull it a long way and then they get stopped, at the moment they got stopped and they had pulled it a long way, the odds are that they're tired, they're off balance, and after expending all of their ammunition, even the strongest is easily pushed over. I mean, that's what martial arts is all about. And in actual fact, that's exactly what the markets are all about. And that's what HFT trading is all about. So in a way, you got to put a lot of the things that you thought were important aside and stop looking at them and only look at the markets. And, you know, people get confused as to what matters. Well, you you know, if you watch, I mean, if you say to me, you know, pick any contest. Okay, so Hitler invaded Russia. Fair enough. The greatest army of the world invaded the biggest country in the world that wasn't what you might call a semi-developed country at the time. Well, at one point, Hitler's army stopped advancing. And if you wanted to put a bet on it, the time to put a bet on it was 1 minute after that. Do you understand where I'm going with this?
Not quite.
When you see the powerful expend their bet, take their best shot, and they don't knock the other guy over, that's it. You have just observed the balance point.
Ah, gotcha. That
Okay?
part again.
And not only that, but it's not just a random balance point. It's a balance point after a strong player expended their maximum power. So it's more than a balance point. Do you understand that?
But at the same
And
time,
those points are happening in the markets all the time.
I get what you're saying, but doesn't that mean there are also these little battles? But in where we're at right now, I'm not sure that we can actually see it, right?
Well, what I'm saying is, this week and the middle of December, you're going to see it. Now, I'm not saying who's going to win. I'm just saying you're going to see it then. Somebody asked for that link on the outside chat bar. It's not what you expect it to be.
IKEA?
Oh,
Yeah.
in actual fact, when I went to post it on the chat bar on the outside, it said message not sent, remove any web addresses and try again.
Yeah. We have to ask Siren. That's why I asked Siren and
Okay, so I'm afraid I can't post it to the people on the outside, but it's not what you expect. It's a mentalist in a TV chat show. And it's not magic. And if you want to understand why you lose money in the markets, it's a little peek into some of the things that are obscure that just might be sending you in the wrong direction and you never knew it. That's all. But to understand it, you got to become a member of the audience, pause the video, and do what he asks the audience to do. Then restart the video. And it's not magic. Anyway, sorry about that. But you asked.
No worries. No, I really do enjoy your technical analysis. That's why I asked the question in the first place, because it does add like another chef's recipe into the whole kind of formula, right? It adds perspective.
Yeah, I know.
And Mr. Zeke, you're asking something?
Yeah, I just wondered who it was you were talking to.
Phi squared.
Phi squared.
Phi squared.
PHISQUARED.
And
I definitely need to subscribe.
Argentus Maximus.
Argentus Maximus.
I keep an open blog on TF Metals Report in the not on the main TF Metals Report, but in the trading forum. There's a forum called Setup for the Big Trade, and there's more or less a live blog going back since 2012 approximately of commentary on the gold markets and
Can you
stuff.
post a link to your channel?
Who's asking? Sorry. I can call up a link.
Mr. Zeke is, I'm asking, or IKEA is asking, can you post a link to your blog or your channel? Because I am interested in your analysis.
Well, my channel in YouTube is argentusmaximus.com. I probably post about twice a year.
Okay, so
it's a paid service. It's not. Right? It's proprietary stuff. It's not ordinary stuff at all. But when I post on in Argentus Maximus, when I post on YouTube, it's because I think there might be something to say on those rare occasions.
Okay.
And the day-to-day commentary I probably post every 2 or 3 days on TF Metals Report in a thing called the Setup for the Big Trade. And like I say, if you want to read through 1,000 posts or 2,000 posts or something, just go and read through it all. It'll take you forever, but when you get to the end of it, you'll have a different view in markets than when you started. And somebody must be looking at it because it's near 2 million views.
Which one?
The setup for the big trade. I don't know if I can post a link on the inner one, and Sarah, and you can pass it out. Yeah.
Yeah, I
No,
don't.
you got it. That's the blog on the and here's the link for the.
Okay. So
there's the link for the everyday, and the blog is where I post an article maybe once every couple of months.
All right.
Okay, and my YouTube channel would be, don't know.
But yeah, definitely like the insight into another perspective.
It's very different.
There's no attempt to make it ordinary.
Just what country that is. So that said, with everything on the U.S. side, what do you think is going to happen with the UK, Ireland, and the EU side coming up in 2017?
I've been running stops up under my stocks for the last few years. Every time I think they're going to stop going up, I just raise the stops. They haven't taken my stops out. I'm still long, but with downside fully hedged for at least a year. I regard it as very dangerous, but as long as it's going up, I'm happy to stay there and let it go up. But I will get very, very itchy on stocks in December, and I will get extremely itchy in April or May next year, because let's just say the vulnerabilities are increasing, but the direction is still up. It's not about thinking it's going to end. It's about watching and putting stops and just following it to the bitter end.
And so for the audience outside, can you explain what stops are? I know what they are.
Stocks, as in like my pension, in managed funds.
Not stocks, but stops.
Stops? Oh, get out levels.
So just so that people out there who might not know what stops are, that's where the price goes up, you can ride the price up, but at the same time, if it goes down beyond a certain point, it exits you out, right?
Yeah, I mean, the trouble with the market is you have to have a criteria that says, now I know I'm wrong. If you don't have that, and it's a very wiggly worm of a thing to try and grab, So if you don't have a criteria that says my analysis was wrong, I need to get out of here and reassess, you end up with the market going through your entry price, and now you're hostage. The minute the market is through your entry price, you are now hostage to the market, hoping it'll get back, or do I buy more? You have changed your mind from being profitable to survival, and you've changed from planning to hope. You cannot ever get underwater, and therefore you must have a stop level. But if you use the proprietary ways of putting stops, and you put them in a trader's management way under your assets, the market makers will harvest your stops, and you will end up not owning anything and being stopped out. You must find another way to do it. It's just, I mean, you can't expect the best knowledge to be in the public domain on these things. But if you go into people who wrote in the past, the best knowledge is actually out there already.
No, totally agree. I'm just putting that out there for folks who don't understand what a stop loss is, so that because a lot of people don't really trust the stock market. Like I'm the same way. I'll ride it up as far as it can go, and I'm glad I kept my money in the stocks and I didn't completely sell out. I just had some stop losses at roughly 15%, which never hit. And from there, you have complete upside without the downside, right? And if you get downside, you exit out.
It's a multi-skilled thing, and the skill is invisible. And some people like to pretend that there is none, but it is. If you get, everyone's good at planning out how to rewire their house until they open the fuse box and see all the wires going in every direction. And then they suddenly realize that the guy who wanted to charge them a lot of money to come out and do it for them maybe has some knowledge they don't have. So the knowledge is invisible until you get bitten by reality.
Well, some people just don't want to go down that route, right? Just don't trust it because it
Well,
is.
they're right not to trust it. Absolutely. The market, it's not. You don't have to be paranoid to know the market is out to get you. It is intentionally, intelligently targeting you. If you end up in a large proportion of people in the market with entries at the same point, the market will turn, come back, take out your entry price, and either keep going against you or reverse again and continue on its merry way. But if you are in I'm good on analogies because these skills are very hard to explain. But let me explain. Okay, you're not a big hedge fund, you're not a big sovereign. You can't turn the markets. Okay, so your attitude has to be: I'm trying to siphon a little bit off the market as I can, and not become the main market mover. Now, I'm going to liken that in my analogy here to saying you're in a country and an invading army is coming into the country. Now, that army is heading towards the nearest city to plunder it. And you can't stop that army because it's just you. But they're going to go to that city and they're going to plunder it. And they may go this route, or they may go that route, or they may zigzag to take small towns on the way, or they may not. You can't actually predict that, but you can actually say, hey, there's about 5 ways they could get there. Now, so you get very clever and you say, I'm going to steal in and rob their horses. Okay, we make this analogy something from the 19th century. Okay, so you position yourself and they're coming past, and in one blink, if they turn towards you, you're annihilated. That's the market in you. It is colossal, you're tiny. But as long as you're unobserved, you can rob a horse. Now, the problem comes when you do everything right and everything is perfect and you're just about to rob the horse and suddenly the army turns this way and you're squelched. You're dead. You got taken out in a second. And as you die, you wonder, what happened? I never did anything wrong. What happened? And as you die, you roll over and behind you was a bunch of beginners that happened to take an obvious position behind you and they were seen. And naturally, you got taken out. Now, that's all an analogy, and that's like a nice little story. But if you are positioned in the market and there is a lump of money available at that price that you got in at, the market will turn and take the money. You must be working to a different way. You know, your system must not fit into a system which is a big grouping in the market. Yeah, you know, and all of a sudden we move into all sorts of different tactics which are analogies, and if you take them, you can actually apply them to trading or the market or investing. And investing is only trading for the long term. But people don't like to admit that because it involves basically throwing away a lot of assumptions about how markets work, and they don't work that way. So I don't know, once again, I feel like I've under-explained what you asked, but I've actually explained it very precisely, really.
No, I totally get what you're saying. And I'm sure it's very beneficial for the people who are watching. Personally, I don't do technical analysis, so.
So who are the armies then? This is Mr. Zeke.
Who are the armies?
And the
Well, they
analogy.
change. The people can change from one army to the other. It's it's akin to walking out in an American football match and you have no body armor and you don't even know the rules of the game, or maybe you know the rules of the game. But this particular football match, the big guys can swap teams in a blink. Now, what's going to happen when you get the ball?
Squashed.
Yes. Okay. So if you hang around in open space and you wait for the ball to pass over that open space, you might just do something with it briefly. But you better get rid of it before the inevitable happens, because the minute you get the ball, you're visible again.
And more like a rugby match.
It's very like that. Once again, the analogies are all around. It's combat. It's combat where people can change teams. You might say there's no rules, but there are rules. Even the big guys who can break the law, there's still rules. If they break the rules, someone else will take their money. So yeah, it's all those things.
So going back to Aikio's question a while ago, as far as how much influence or weight does the U.S. carry in the metals market? Who would be the large armies? I'm very new at this. Who would be the large armies in the metal market?
It's substantial, exactly. It's fair. It's substantial. It's not to be trifled with. But you know what? When it pushes and when it pushes and when it pushes and when it can't push anymore, the market's going to come back and take all the ground back that it took at such great cost. The reason the US can push so hard is because it's using other people's money.
China?
They're only another team.
Yeah, because what I would imagine is China is trying to become a stronger team in this market.
Exactly, yeah. They're all fighting each other. But you know what? At any moment, they'll ally with each other to squelch out another player that they kind of prefer to kind of.
Well, I feel like that's
the
London market and the U.S. market trying to squelch the Chinese market for now.
So is that what happened with the Hunt brothers and the Federal Reserve?
Have you read the Playboy interview of the Hunt brothers? It was published in the 1970s or 1980s.
No, my wife canceled my subscription.
Well, if you Google Playboy interview with the Hunt brothers, you'll find a copy of it that doesn't have any nice pictures of dolly birds. It just has talking about the Hunt brothers and the silver market, and you might get something from that tells you how the insiders will actually. I mean, it's a serious interview, and it's a little piece of literary history about the silver market that anyone who's trading silver ought to have read several times and internalized all of the games of how the newspapers were used, for example, against the Hunt brothers, how the Hunt brothers were vilified as being the guys grasping to control the market, when what they were doing is they were hedging their other holdings in cattle and the rest of the world, and the market itself was turning on them. The entire market was naked short, and the entire market was using the newspapers to vilify them and using the newspapers to motivate the public, to motivate the politicians to change the law.
Well, that's how J.P. Morgan got where he was at, by using the newspapers.
Precisely.
If you can use the newspapers, then the masses believe what they read in the newspapers. Only in our day, it's not just the newspapers.
Yeah, now nobody trusts the newspapers, right?
Yeah.
Now they trust all this other crap.
The interweb.
So have we just come to the conclusion that it's nothing to do with fundamental events? It's something else?
Well,
you're
just for the people out there who are trying to look up that Playboy interview, and looking for those pictures, just keep in mind those people are 60 or 70 years old now.
Yeah, I mean, but the lessons are there.
Comic relief.
Yeah.
So basically, in other words, if I'm understanding this correctly, and like I said, I'm very, very, very new at this. Reactionism to events is really pointless, because the events in and of themselves have very little effect on it. It has more to do with the perception of the events than the events themselves.
It depends. The news of the event being released is a threshold moment. It could be that the event being planned and the event being instigated was when the prices changed, when the people causing the event took their positions. And it could be, like, in other words, we accumulate company X because it's going to be a big.
So
okay, we know that. No one else knows that, right? So when we've got our positions, it's nothing to do with fundamental events. It's nothing to do with the news. It's nothing to do with the presidential election. When we've got our positions and we've bought everything we can afford to buy, then we start releasing news which will move company X's and make it more popular. So in other words, in other words, the event is a perceptive event, as you say. It's a manipulative event in terms of perceptions. But really what triggered the event was us finishing accumulating our positions. Yeah?
I gotcha.
Okay, so let me turn that back on its head now. The stock market goes up for whatever reason. The stock market hits the stratosphere for any reason, for 1,000 reasons. I don't really care. Here's my question. Can the stock market go down for any reason if Joe Public has not bought into it yet and taken the stock off of the pros. Is there
Okay.
any reason in the world why the stock market can go down while the pros still own it?
I don't know.
So until Joe Public has been motivated
Yes, they
and
can.
acted on the perception management, there is no, there may be reasons for the stock market to go down, but they will all be held back. They'll all be ignored.
That's
You know,
not
I mean,
entirely true,
this is
right?
actually described very well in that movie, The Big Short, where they reckoned that the property was due to crash, and the interest, the mortgage contracts should have crashed, but it all hung in there. It just hung in there, kept hanging in there, and they were running out. They were basically running out of positions. They couldn't stick it any longer. And why? And the reason why,
there was no reason for it to hang in there that long.
there was a reason. The big guys owned it.
So they
Yes.
allowed it, they held it, they propped it up longer.
Than anyone could have believed.
Yeah, and this is where I think like for a while, like the markets only go down when the really big fish take their money and take their profits out.
That's right,
Like-
yeah. When the big guy walks away from the table at the casino, you better not have any of your money on the table.
Yeah,
Yes.
I've been there. That sucks.
You know, and so the question is, are you looking at the right things?
So you got to
know-
be watching the big guy at the table.
Well, he's not going to tell you. He's going to give you misleading information. So you got to have a way of tracking the big guy, which is not quite the same as watching him, but yes, you're right.
And those
And-
13F
and because-
filings
yeah.
are indication.
Pardon?
The 13F filings in the U.S. at least, where the big hedge funds have to release their holdings and their trades for the quarter.
I don't know that that's a reliable way to trade. I mean, I have noticed I've noticed a tendency of markets. First of all, they're releasing that information quarterly, correct?
That's right. So it's a picture in the past, but at least you get to
So
see. what they've
Have
done.
you ever looked at what the market does quarterly?
Well, it's already moved, so I understand where your hesitation is on that, but
Yeah.
that's the only glimpse that we can get to see what kind of build to understand what their behavior is.
Yeah. So you know, when you so technical analysis is not going to track these motivations. Technical analysis is going to track something that happens a little bit later. It's going to track the price changes following these motivations. Yeah.
Yes.
So the big guys take their position, and technical analysis should detect that StockX stopped going down where they were buying it.
It shows it initially after they've done the trade.
Yeah. Now, a good technical analyst will infer from the beginning of that what's happening, and a bad technical analyst will need to see it happen for longer and will catch on later. Fair enough?
Fair.
Okay. So this is experience now, and all of a sudden we're talking about skill. But both technical analysts were probably using the same set of rules, but one is profitable and the other isn't. So, you know, once again, you could say, is technical analysis necessary to do what I'm talking about? And the answer is probably not. It's just, I use it as an adjunct to what I do because I do need to set stops, and I do need a way to figure out when I'm wrong. So yeah, kind of like, you know, it's one of these fascinating life skills. You kind of like spend a long time trying to figure it out, and no one's really there helping you. They're all trying to help you, but 98% of the ones that are trying to help you can't do it.
Yeah, I can understand that. Everyone follows their own path, or you only know what you know, right?
Yeah, well, like I was giving world conferences. I was speaking on world conferences in 1980-ish. So it's a long time since I dropped out of the public view in this business.
Huh.
You know.
Interesting. All right. Well, I appreciate your answer to that very simple question.
That's nothing simple in this bloody game.
I'm just playing, but yeah, I
Yeah,
really
it's-
appreciate the answer and the insight. It
But I was trying to be candid, and unfortunately, when you get candid about it, it involves using analogies or kind of trying to explain things in, you know, in maybe roundabout ways. You know,
No, I get
so
it.
yeah, you know my problem.
Yes, you're trying to simplify something that's fairly complex. but you can only simplify it so much.
Yeah, I mean, the classic example is, it's an invisible skill. The actual stats for the market haven't changed in about 40 years. 75% approximately of the people make money in any given year. That's a fact. However, if you imagine that the market tended to go up for a year or tended to go down for the year, then you'd have to admit that the people who are naturally bullish, they might have made money this year because they were lucky, because it happened to be an up year and they were natural bulls. And then likewise, if the market trended down this year, the people who are naturally bearish and were short might have made money. So it could have been luck. So if you take a 3-year period, now these figures have been got by analyzing brokers' records at various times when brokers went bust or when they were taken over. And at various points in history, records of hundreds of thousands of clients have been made available. Okay. So you say, I'm not going to look at 1 year. It's 3/4 that people can make money, but like most of them only made like 51%. They just made their commissions or something. But that's not good enough. I need to know how many people made money in the 3-year period. And if you extend it to a 3-year period and look at the futures market, which is generally considered a bit more difficult, then the answer is it's down to 92% losers, 8% winners. So that tells us, roughly speaking, that, when you try to get an extended lucky run, the chances of getting through 3 years is kind of low. But you could have still been lucky,
Yes.
But when you run it to 5 years, it's coming down to about 2%. Now, if you say that 2% includes the banks, the traders working for the banks, you got some serious talent there, paid some serious money, and enormous training is expended on them. And you go, holy crap, how am I going to survive against these guys? I'm going up against an options dealer who's on, $750,000 a year, and he's not getting paid that because he's a noddy. Yeah. So, but when you look at the stats again, you find that when you boil it down to the 8%, the vast majority of those 8% are big players economically. Okay, they got big capital, but not all of them. There's a dying quantity and there's a growing quantity. That is to say, there's turnover in that 8%. Or to put it another way, big banks go bust.
Not just big banks. Only a couple of big banks went bust, but thankfully to our government, or the U.S. government at least, we've kind of saved their ass. But
yeah,
question, or I don't know if it's actually a question, but yeah, I would say it's a question. So the market is considered generally cyclical, right? Every 7 to 8 years, 7 to 9 years, roughly, we enter the cyclical markets where there's a peak, and from at that point we enter into a huge downturn. Do you think trying to time that is wise, or should we just not try to go for it? Because for me personally, I think it's cyclical, and I do think there's something coming up, right?
It's quasi-cyclical.
Quasi-cyclical.
Quasi, yeah. It's not true. It's not truly cyclical, but it is cyclical. It is partially cyclical. It's cyclical with cycles that come and go and change a bit. If you run a digital survey on the market price, it'll say if you're too precise, it'll say no cycles. And if you give it a leeway of about 5% in any direction, or too early or too late by 5%, it'll come up with about 60 cycles. So yeah, it's cyclical, and no, it isn't. But then, is the weather cyclical? Obviously not. This Friday is not the same as last Friday. But wait, this week in November compared with this week last November, that's going to be a lot closer, but not quite the same. So it's a bit like that. It's kind of cyclical enough to be able to use that if you're not going to be too precise about it.
Correct. So for my assumption, like as you were stating earlier, this year over year, gold prices, or at least metal prices year over year, is higher than it was the year before.
Which is an interesting thing. And it's actually dicing with the same prices from a year ago, right now.
It's dicing, but it's still higher, which leads me to the question, or which is leading me to the point where I'm thinking, have we established higher lows?
We're making them at the moment.
Yes.
So what we're doing is we're tricking around. I mean, we're seeing, can we take out last year's lows right now? In actual fact, we're trying to take out last year's highs. If you look at it carefully, you'll find that this time last year, just to look at 1 year. Now, you really got to look at more than a 1 year period. But just looking at the 1 year, this time last year, the gold was making highs at the top of its what you call monthly trading range. It was in a downward, in technical terms, it was in a downward wedge at the upper edge of the wedge. And it subsequently went down one more time and turned.
Yes.
Okay.
Which is in December, roughly December, right after the Fed rate hike.
Yeah.
And we bottomed just about January. So that's the timeline that I'm working with right now.
So a year ago, gold was essentially making the last attempt at breaking out to the upside, and it didn't do it, and it was beaten down one more time. And then it made a breakout to the upside. Yeah? Okay. Well, right now, a year later, gold is trying to get below that price. It's kind of at around that price, but it's at the bottom end of its trading range.
Who determines that?
The balance.
Yeah. The balance
is the bottom end of the trading range.
Is a group. It's kind of like a, how do you say it? A consolidation.
Like, I don't know, worldwide wrestling, where anyone can jump into the ring that has a kind of a horseshoe in their boxing gloves, or has a kind of a baseball bat in their belt. Yeah,
like a guy like Druckenmiller can move the market by himself with 300 million.
Quasimodo, says Cyber on Twitter.
Yeah, well,
yeah, it's a Quasimodo job, all right. I can tell you that. And you get in there and get it wrong, you'll feel like Quasimodo too.
Yeah, with a hunch on your back. Like.
No. What happened to him in the end?
Well, he gets the girl, right? Actually, no, he doesn't.
Fee?
Yeah.
Where are you located? Where are you at? You're obviously you're in Europe.
Yeah, it's dark outside.
It's dark
and
outside.
Cold.
Dark, cold, drizzly.
Yeah. I'm in Ireland.
Oh, I was there a couple years ago. Lovely country.
Yeah, we tried to sell it to the rest of the world a couple of years ago, or our government did. They sold a lot of it.
Yeah. Apparently, Google and Facebook bought a big chunk.
Yeah, and a few others.
Yes.
Anyway, I don't want to hog this. I'm gonna sign off here, or I'm gonna just go quiet because we've been talking a bit.
No worries, man. Thank you for the insight. Appreciate it.
I gotta Google that article.
I don't know if it's
without the pictures.
It's very likely in Scribd, but it's probably available in many different places.
Did you say Scribd or Scribed?
Scribd. I don't know how it's pronounced. Scribd. You know that one?
Yeah, Scribd.
How do you say that?
It probably is Scribd, but it's supposed to be Scribed.
Scribed makes a certain phonetic sense, yeah.
Or I'm gonna let Aikio find it and then he'll share it.
Yeah, there's a few interviews. Most of them are recycled versions, and some of them are very superficial. That one's not bad.
It sounds a lot like Noam Chomsky, and it sounds like a lot of what you talk about is reminiscent of I don't know if you've read any of Malcolm Gladwell's books.
Not Malcolm Gladwell, but I actually referred to Noam Chomsky in an article I wrote last week.
Manufacturing Content.
Yeah,
this is a good book.
I wrote an article in the Setup for the Big Trade forum, and it was basically two posts which comprised a one-piece article. And I'll give you the link. The bottom line is, it looks like I didn't post it as an article in the blog. I just basically put it out as two posts.
Well, your talk of using the large players, getting their positions set up, and then using the media is very reminiscent of Noam Chomsky.
Well, that's just propaganda, man. That's just manipulating the market at its core. Right? You make your move. It's a lot like what Warren Buffett does, right? He makes his actions after he's filed, then he says what he does, and then people start following and flocking in. and
yeah.
continues up. And then he sells whenever he sells, waits till his filing, and then people find out, and then they sell along.
Mm. That's the 2 links for the 2 posts that I put on the inside bar there. As I say, they just came out as 2 blog posts, but they are connected. If you read the first one first, it's sort of...
Well, you're
it's
not the only
referred
one
to-
that needs to go. I need to go too, but I really enjoyed the chat, really enjoyed your thoughts on the subject.
Nice chatting to you.
Yeah, very, very informative. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you for having us, Silver Siren, and thank you for having me. Appreciate it. I'm glad I was able to catch you, Pete, because I'm always coming up with different questions after I get to talk to you. I randomly get to talk to you. You and Belange P. I like to ask these kinds of questions too.
Yeah. Are we? I don't know if we're hooked up on Google Plus. Maybe we are. I'll check up anyway later.
All right, man. Nice
Okay.
talking to
Take
you.
care.
I'll take off. Thanks. I'll see you guys.
See ya, Ikeo.
Later. Bye.
So what are we going to talk about now?
The fact that my head hurts?
Oh, from too many missed putts?
No. From that last half hour's worth of brain overload.
Oh, Fi is so smart. I can't keep up.
I don't know that it's smart. It's just knowledgeable.
Yeah.
Years of being in it, and in it deep.
Yep. He knows his stuff.
Very cool, though. Very cool. And to think I was out on the golf course.
Good to be out on the golf course.
Oh, it's beautiful. It was about 63 degrees, about 15-mile-an-hour winds.
Yeah, no excuses today.
It was wonderful. The wife just got me a new carry bag. I haven't golfed in about 4 years, and so I slowly was loaning out my stuff and realized I never got any of it back.
Oh.
So I got
Bless
to the
you.
course, and
Thank you. Sorry about that.
Oh,
she
you're
called
fine.
and said, "Pick up a new carry bag, and that'll be your anniversary present."
Yeah, I got to get back out there. I haven't been in a while, but I love golf.
I played for about 9 years. I didn't start until after I got out of the Army, so I was probably 30.
Yeah, there's no greater humbler than a good game of golf. When you're
A good game?
Yeah, when you're trying your hardest, when you're trying your hardest and it's just not working, it's humbling. It really is.
Yeah. I think I play the best when I try the least.
Yeah, it's amazing. I can take like a year away from golf and go back and hit around and do just practically as good as I did when I was trying my hardest.
Pretty much. AG Ender, why are you debating melting those bars down?
Because I'm bored.
Oh, yeah, I know the feeling.
And these were actually bars I had somebody else do for me a while back. That was actually my own generic silver anyways.
Oh. Was that before you were pouring?
Some of the first stuff I had. What was that?
Somebody else poured those?
Yeah, somebody else did those. It was right when I was starting to get into pouring.
Very cool.
We talked about him at one point. That was Mooney.
Oh, yeah, Mooney.
Yeah, he poured these for me. He lives like 3 miles away from me.
Yeah, very interesting. Very interesting. No one, well, no, I guess the bear lives The bear lives somewhere here in town.
Is he? Dang dogs.
But
Oh yeah, I need to practice more with the clay and casting,
he scares the
melting these down.
yeah, he scares the crap out of me. The
bear.
yeah. Every time I watch one of his videos, I just like, what's gonna happen now? He cracks me up. I finally won a bid on I really interesting thing happened again. I've been on the hunt for one of those 1973 10 Boulevards that Frankie P showed a long time ago. It's the one that has the offset incus profile of Boulevard, and they usually go for anywhere $40 to $50. And I bid on like 3 of them and kept getting beat. And I didn't want to pay $50 for one, but I found one, and there was like 19 hours left. And I contacted the seller. It was an auction, and I contacted the seller because there was only like one bid on it, and it was at $40. It was at $40, and I contacted the seller. No, it was at $38, and I had the high bid. And I said, hey, listen, you know, if you'll take 35, I'll buy it right now. And just, I thought I would give it a shot, and the worst he could say is no.
Yeah.
And, he came back and said, yeah, it's yours if you'll go ahead and do it right now.
Yeah, like you said, it doesn't hurt to ask. Sometimes they just want to get them off their table.
I told him, I laid it all out. I said, listen, I'll do, you know, put your information for your eBay store in the packaging, and I'll unbox it, you know, in a video, and give you a little promo if you'll go ahead and take the 35, and that included shipping. So I saved some money on that one. I'm so excited to have it though. Who else is in the room?
Nobody.
What?
Nobody.
I see a bunch of icons.
One, Eliza, that's Silver Woman. Then yours, Silver Saver, of course, Silver Hair, Taz, and myself.
Yeah, I'm here. What do you want?
Go back to
My
sleep.
My weight
Oh.
in gold.
No, I'm here too. I'm just typing so much, so I've been on mute, but I've been listening. Interesting.
I don't think I've met you before.
You haven't met
That
who?
might happen. I've been away for a while, so
Oh, well, welcome back.
thanks.
Yeah, the Silver Woman had an accident and hit her head, and it's a wonder she's even alive.
Yes, still stubborn here.
Stubborn.
What kind of an accident?
Black eyes.
Black eyes.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah.
We had a lot of that in Michigan.
She went down on her head.
Ow.
And arm and leg. Flat.
Not just head, almost death. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you're back. I'm glad you're here.
Thanks.
There's a pretty good chat going on the side.
Yeah, there is.
That's the funny part, is I like being able to see the chat and talk. I know a lot of the chats, the side chat doesn't get interacted with. Silver Siren has a Cyber Monday question. Cheap Silver. I'm hoping to catch good deals on cheap silver, just bullion, just generic.
Generic is good a lot of times, you know? It just,
I need it for melting.
for whatever reason, it's just good to have ounces.
Yeah, mine
Yeah.
I got a good deal. That's what I'm waiting on. I was hoping it was going to be here yesterday or today, but it's not till Monday, so I got a whole week of no new silver.
What did you buy it at?
1720.
See, and that's still not bad.
1720.
Because what did it close at on Friday on Friday?
Well, that was my price. That's what I paid per ounce with shipping.
That's not bad at all.
No.
Has
that's
anybody
pretty good.
ever melted silver eagles?
I have melted one.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, dude, it was trashed. It came out of somebody brought it into the shop, and it was in one of those shit. What are they called? The rings. Like
Yeah.
you wear it on a necklace.
Oh.
Bezel?
Yeah, a bezel. Yeah, and it was
Yeah.
just. I mean, I don't know what they did with it. I don't know if they ran over it with a car, but it was. I mean, you could tell it was an eagle, but it. I wouldn't even have put it into a flip, let alone a capsule.
You know what you need to melt is those salivate metal rounds. I'm just kidding, man.
I remember watching Hi-Ho melt like I think it was 20 or 30 maples a while back.
Wow.
Maple removing, milk spot removing video.
Mm-hmm.
They were somebody else's maples. They sent them to him. "2017 Eagles are out on December 3rd. You know, this is really, really sad. And I've said it before and I'll say it again. Oh, Silver Siren said he melted them for Silverino. Yep, that's what it was. That's what it was. I mean, there were tubes of them. That was a long time. That was when I really started, and I was like, how can you melt maples? And then now about a week ago, I got into the vault and opened up both of my tubes of maples, and they looked like someone poured milk in there and it dried.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know.
I got some maples. I guess I better look at them. I got some peregrine falcons, and I got some maples, and
I mean, these were sealed mint tubes.
Wow.
So I just can't wait for the Krugerrand to come out.
Silver Krugerrand. That's almost like sacrilegious, though, isn't it?
Yeah, but I'm still gonna get one.
Because Krugerrands are like, that's gold. What are they thinking?
Silver Siren says she hasn't seen one of the RCM 10-ounce bars spot up. I have.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, hey, how's it going, guys? You still going on about that silver Krugerrand? It's not a Krugerrand.
You're right. It's actually 1 rand.
Yes, I figured as much.
It's a silver 1 rand.
A rand.
I'm going to look in the vault real quick and see if I have that RCM. We had one come into the LCS that it was an RCM 10-ouncer. And it was really weird. It didn't spot up in the middle. It just spotted up around the edges. And it was very subtle, but it was there. And so, but that's the only one I've ever seen. Now, what gets me is I've never seen one of the 100-ounce bars spot. And so I don't know why, but I've seen a lot of 100-ounce bars come in, and I've never seen one spot.
I couldn't tell you, man. I've never owned a 100-ounce bar of silver.
But yeah, I've never owned one, but we get people bringing them in all the time. Hey, I'm going to build a deck on the back of my house. Here's 300-ounce bars. Buy them.
Wow.
But I think you're probably right, Silver Siren. It probably has a lot to do with how they're cleaned. because I also don't see very many high polished 100-ounce bars.
I mean, what's the point? It's 100 ounces of silver. There it is. Bam, boom.
They're
chunk.
usually all scratched to hell.
Yeah, who cares? It's 100 ounces of silver. Who cares what it looks like?
Yeah, exactly. Although I really like the, I think it's the Engelhard 100-ounce that had the little crevice in the center from where they were poured.
Oh, yeah. So there are some numismatic 100-ounce bars.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
The vintage stuff, some of the vintage stuff.
Okay. See, I don't know anything. No, I don't know anything, Siren.
A lot of the 100-ounce bars are like you said, just pure weight.
Siren's got like 50 100-ounce numismatic bars.
Yeah, I don't have any because
I don't either.
That would pretty much wipe out my entire silver pouring fund. But I had one time.
Okay, Siren, I get your point. Thank you. Go ahead.
Now, don't be mean.
Yeah, Siren's being mean to an old man. Y'all saw that.
I don't know. I haven't seen it yet. I'm going to look it up.
It comes around.
I'm teasing, Siren. I love you.
How come Silver Siren never talks in her chat?
Because she must remain anonymous.
Yeah.
Anonymous.
It's a rule.
Anonymous.
If you find out,
I don't think it's a rule. Well, okay. I think what Siren does is Siren facilitates these conversations. She doesn't take part. She's being neutral, like a librarian or something.
Oh, well, she is no librarian. She is in the middle of it.
I know that.
She says she's paranoid and delusional. I say you're not paranoid if they're really out to get you.
Oh, that's funny. They are out to get. I'm out to get Siren. Have you seen her stack? Have you seen the stuff she puts up?
I have not.
If I was gonna actually rob somebody, go into their house at gunpoint and steal their silver, I would go to Siren's house. Yeah.
Should you be talking about this live on the interwebs? You know, because it's probably just in case something happens. It's, you know, like, who was talking about it? Well, there's this old man. He was talking about it. Right. Let's go to his house.
Yeah, I'm getting my little old shotgun out my closet and going to Siren's house and getting her stack, man. That's mine.
She says you've been on her prime suspect list for years.
I know. God,
well, it would make sense.
Oh.
Seattle says the lady Siren's voice is sweet to the ears and tantalizing to the mind.
Oh.
So in other words, if she did talk, none of us would be able to pay attention to anything but the sound of her voice.
I know, we would be in some catatonic state, just like, it's Siren talking.
Wait a minute. Are you suggesting in some way that Silver Siren actually is an actual siren, as in the legend of the siren?
Oh, hell yeah.
She says sirens crash ships.
Well, is it possible the reason that Siren has so much silver is because she's mesmerized so many other stackers into giving her their stuff?
Or LCSs?
Oh, no.
So you're suggesting that Siren in some way was able to walk into some place like, oh, I don't know, Fort Knox, and just say, give me all your stuff. Probably not in that voice. And that's why she's got so much.
Okay, we're over the edge here, but yeah. She probably has more silver than Slacker does. How much you want to bet? How much you want to bet?
I didn't think that was possible.
No. Siren, I would imagine, has as much or more silver than Silver Slacker.
God almighty. I remember when I first started, I remember watching, the videos of, here's my next
JP Morgan.
unboxing of 600 ounces of what's his favored? He's got a favorite.
Oh, YPS? Jaegerport Silver?
Yeah. Here's my 300 ounce unboxing. Here's my 500 ounce unboxing. And it was weekly. I was like, Jesus, good Lord.
No, good Lord.
I'm like, here's my 5 ounce unboxing for the week.
I know.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and nothing against Silver Slacker, but to be honest, when I first started this and I would watch his videos, I would get so depressed.
Exactly.
Because it would be like, I mean, good on him and all that for having enough juice to, get 500 ounces in an unboxing. Here's my 5-ton unboxing. And you go, how is I'm never going to do that?
Master G also.
They're backing the dump truck up to my back porch as we speak for my weekly unboxing.
Yes. Here's my mine unboxing. Here's 50 metric tons of silver ore.
Well, what always cracked me up too is it was always poured silver.
Yes.
It was never like Libertads or Eagles.
No, it wasn't always poured. It was Eagles, and it was.
I never saw those videos.
Oh, go back and watch them. Lunars and ATBs. Have you seen his ATBs? Oh my God.
Huh. I always just saw the Jaeger unboxings.
He's done a lot of Scottsdale stuff too, like Scottsdale buttons and the stacker rounds. And here's 40, Scottsdale tombstones, and you go, "Oh Jesus Christ, really?"
40 of them. Yeah.
Or some ridiculous number. Like I think it was he had 10-ounce bars in his hand, and I'm going, that's never going to happen in my lifetime.
I know.
No, I just hit an all-time high of 3 10-ounce bars.
That's more than I got.
That's all you got, man? You're way behind Siren.
Yeah, the only time I had that many 10-ounce bars is when I bought it for melting.
Yeah, I've got 3. Well, what happened was I slowly started accumulating 5 and 10-ounce bars for melting, but I fell in lust with them, and so I kind of put.
You mean lust?
I left them on the melting shelf in the vault, but I refused to melt them and kept melting rounds. And eventually they kind of got moved down to the permastack shelf. And so I've got 6 of the 5 ounces and 3 of the 10 ounces. I've got a Royal Canadian Mint, which is really super cool, an RMC, and then a Sunshine Mint.
Can you hear me now?
Hey, there you go, Mike.
What's up there, Mikey GPO?
Hey, I just had this hand delivered.
Hand delivered?
63 canoe dollar.
Hand delivered by who? Or by
Canoes.
Who? Yeah, by Voyager. And a 1993 Maple.
Oh, very cool. 93, it still would have been oh no, that was Britannia's that were 985 silver.
And look at that bad boy.
Wow. I want your delivery service.
$200.
For all that?
Yes, sir.
And what are in that binder you just showed? What are those?
Everything from silver, like silver dollars, down to little 1918 Canadian sterling silver nickel, and everything in between. Just beautiful stuff.
Show us.
Oh man.
Show us.
Okay.
Show us. Show us.
So, what would happen to the world economy if Slacker ever got into gold?
There'd be no gold to buy.
Yeah, Slacker's like the stacking equivalent of China.
Oh my God! Look at all those.
Wow. And to think I keep all mine in tubes.
Yeah, it's just heavy to hold. Sorry.
That's pretty cool. Now, are those in airtights?
Yes, they are.
Oh, see, that's awesome because a lot of the ones we get into the LCS, you know, they're presentation like that, but they're not in airtights, and so they're all yucked up from the adhesive holding them in place.
Yeah. Do you remember Pops not long ago? Everybody was talking about penny black and penny red and all that.
There you go.
No, I never
Okay.
listened to Pops.
Okay, now
Sorry.
each coin comes with a. Okay, that's a Queen Victoria halfpenny stamp, like
Oh.
right from Royal Canadian or Canada Post. Like,
Yeah.
What do they call that? First day issue. Like every coin comes with a stamp. And
Yeah, we get those.
They all come with COAs. It all works.
My
Cool,
God,
cool.
dude.
I think
You
I
are-
did good for $200.
You're on the scene.
Yeah. See, this is what happens when you don't spend your money on women of the night and illicit drugs.
Women of the night.
Oh, that had to be Taz.
Yeah, that was me.
Yeah.
This is that. I look back on my stacking career and go, oh, it was all the prostitutes and cocaine. That's where all the money went.
And now they're stacking. With your
Yes,
money.
see, now they're stacking. They were smart, you know. They're working girls. They've got intelligence, you know. Some of them go to night school. They've gone, okay, well, let's see. I've earned this amount of money. I'm going to invest it in gold.
But
Now
see,
they got more than I do.
They've got
See, there you
business
go,
degrees.
Taz. I'm not stacking. I'm collecting coins.
Yeah. What was that? There was a comment a while back. Just let me have a look here. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, yeah, no. CCT said that if we're going to do the silver slacker scale thing, we're going to need 510 reinforcing joists in our floor.
You think? Yeah.
Silver Siren said that they had better be antique joists.
Silver Slacker unboxes more in one video than I do in a year.
Oh, hell yeah. I mean, that guy, he's amazing. And he made his money in real estate, is from what I hear from his past videos.
If you got it, flaunt it.
I'm telling you.
If I had that, I certainly would not be flaunting it.
No. No offense to Silver Slacker, but that is a vulgar display of wealth and power.
Oh, it's not that. I'd just be scared out of my mind.
Okay,
Yeah.
now you made it sound dirty.
And he talks in his videos like that's less than 10% of his income and
Yep.
holdings. And I'm like, crap. I'm behind a little bit. I'm behind.
I remember when I first started, the first video that I saw of his, I almost just gave up because I literally had about 1/10 of what that one unboxing was. And I
Yeah.
was like,
Yeah, and you think to yourself, man, I'm never catching up.
and then finally it dawned on me that I'm not in competition with anybody except myself.
No, you're doing it for you.
We all have different journeys.
Did you see Slacker's vacation to Hawaii that he paid for with his credit card rewards from buying silver?
Oh no.
Yes.
No. That
His Hawaiian vacation was paid for with credit card rewards that he got from buying silver.
That's playing the system, man.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I know a lot of
Yeah.
people that between the eBay bucks and the cash back on the credit cards, they get silver under spot all the time.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a crime.
I mean, like it's all well and good for us to rag on the slacker, but actually Zeke pointed out there that the most valid point is that you're not in anybody's competition except for your own.
Oh,
No,
I
no.
know. I just got to tease. I'm a kidder.
I
Yep.
did it. I did
Oh,
a,
I know.
and I tell you what, it's amazing how quickly when you stop focusing on how much you have, how quickly it begins to accumulate. I did a shout out for Golden Arms, and in the shout out video, I just laid out just my silver, my Canadian junk. And
Hey, we don't have any junk up here.
oh, it's
Yeah.
all junk. It's American junk, Canadian junk, British junk.
Canadian spotted junk.
Hey.
I've got 2 rolls of dimes, 2 rolls of quarters, a roll of halves, and a roll of dollars, and that's everything that's not in the actual book of 2x2s. And I don't have a spotted coin in the bunch.
There you go.
Amazing. Isn't that amazing?
It was incredible to me though how fast all that just kind of accumulated by picking up a roll of dimes here or a roll of quarters here.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
before
exactly.
long, I've got $400 worth of Canadian 80% silver at melt.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. It won't happen overnight, but it will happen. And you just have to be prepared for when it does actually happen that you look at your stack and go, oh crap, I actually have a lot of stuff. Oh dear.
I need a bigger vault.
Yeah.
Shoot, I'm sinking all of mine to the bottom of the deep end of my pool.
that dude, that's hilarious. That reminds me of I started watching. I just finished it today. The show Parks and Recreations.
Yeah.
And one of the main characters' name is Ron, and he's a manager, and he's completely antisocial, but he doesn't know how much he's worth. He only knows how many pounds he has. Because his whole life he's just bought gold and buried it throughout the city.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
He keeps what looks like a 10-ounce gold bar in his desk.
Yeah. It's a funny show.
What show is that?
Parks and Recreation.
Huh?
Parks and Recreation.
Hmm.
It's on Netflix, but I'll give you a little heads up. Skip the entire first season. If you start the first episode of season 2, you didn't miss
Parks
anything.
and Rec?
Parks and Rec. If you start at the beginning of season 2, you don't miss anything, and that's when the cast gets really good.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a funny show.
Rob Lowe and what's his name? Chris. He was just in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah. Oh crap! I can't remember his name now.
It's Chris something.
I want to say Chris Hadfield, but he's an astronaut, so it's not him.
No. No. It's absolutely hilarious.
That's Canada's greatest export, Chris Hadfield.
Of the Hatfield McCoys?
No, he's an astronaut. One time he was on the International Space Station, and his visor filled up with water, and he was completely blind, and he had to, by feel, get himself back inside the International Space Station and wash the crap out of his eyes.
Wow.
How did his visor fill up with water out in space?
Well, what they did was they put a anti-fogging agent on the inside of the visor.
Right.
But what had happened is that the agent had gotten into his eyes, and his eyes began to tear uncontrollably.
Oh my God. That sounds like something out of the movie The Event Horizon.
Yeah, it does. There was a Russian guy, a Russian astronaut. Inside the suit, there's a cooling suit, and the cooling suit is filled with water, right?
Right, liquid cooled.
Yeah. Okay. So what happened was that system failed, and his suit filled up with water.
So he was like in a swimming pool in outer space.
He basically almost drowned in outer space in liquid water.
That'd be a sucky way to go.
Oh yeah.
So Chris Pratt wasn't the other.
Yeah, Chris Pratt was.
Chris Pratt. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Silver Siren got that one.
Yeah. So I thought Justin Bieber was the greatest Canadian export.
No, that would be Sean. That would be Captain James T. Kirk, obviously.
There you go. It's a toss-up between Alanis Morissette and Captain Kirk.
Don't talk bad about Captain Kirk or the Dallas Cowboys, or we're going to throw you off this chat.
Oh,
no, there's no way I would disrespect the Kirk. Jesus, he's the coolest white man alive.
I liked him in Boston Legal.
Yeah, he wasn't bad, was he?
Opposite of James Spader.
Yeah, they had a good thing. Sorry, Siren. All right, somebody's echoing.
That's me. Sorry, guys. I had to cut out in a hurry, and I didn't have time to mute the YouTube side. Come in. Sorry.
Oh, he's got another hand delivery.
Yeah, no, it's not me that's echoing.
Hey, the world is not safe. Hi-ho came into the chat.
Oh, no.
Hi-ho's in the chat. And Mike GPO's got to check out because I got to go to a computer store with my neighbor.
Okay.
Take care, Mike.
Okay, you guys have a great time. Bye-bye.
See you, Mike.
What's going on, Hi-ho?
Well, I heard Justin Bieber's name came up, and I just had to get in on it.
Fair enough.
That's funny. I haven't got a chance. I got an alert showing that you just posted a video not too long ago. I haven't got a chance to. They caught me on the golf course. And,
yeah, the music in the background of Hi-ho's latest video was some of Justin's latest hits.
Yeah. Justin sings the songbook. Yeah.
I'm waiting for Hi-ho to do a George Clinton and the P-Funk All-Stars video.
That would be good. I actually saw George Clinton and Parliament. There's a museum down here called Mona, which is the Museum of Old and Okay, put it this way: you guys remember the old James Bond movies?
Yeah.
Okay, so this museum is like a Bond villain's lair gone horribly, horribly wrong. And so George Clinton and Parliament came out, and I watched George Clinton in Parliament for 4 hours in the summer sun.
Were they dressed?
Completely shit-faced.
Were they dressed in dresses?
No, but there were a lot of female vocal singers on roller skates.
Well, that's the P-Funk All-Stars.
It was good.
I like it when the George Clinton, gets duded up in a dress. Cracks me up.
No, I didn't get a dress, or at least I don't remember seeing him in one.
So Hi-ho.
Yeah.
There was a question posted by Silver Siren earlier. Have you ever seen a 10? And I know I think you do a lot about 10-ounce bar melting. Have you ever seen an RMC 10-ounce or milk spotted?
I have 2, I think, and I haven't noticed any spotting.
Okay. Because I pulled the one that I have out, and it doesn't have any, but I swear I saw one come into the LCS that had been taken out. The one I have is still sealed, but the one that came into the LCS had been taken out, and I swore it had some milk, just some faint spotting around the edges.
Yeah. On a bar like that, it doesn't matter. It's just silver.
Right.
Yeah, I can't melt 10 ounces. I can melt 5, but 10's too wide.
If I'm melting 10s, I just take them with a pair of vice grips and a sledge and wail on the side of them, and they kind of taco.
Dang.
I tell you
Yeah,
what,
I
I
did
tried
that with a
melting
pair of
a
vice
100
grips and my
ouncer, and that
rice
gave me
and
grief.
wrenched on the 10 ounces.
Jeez.
Feel
That
like I was
sounds
vice off the workbench.
that sounds almost sacrilegious to just vice grip a 10-ounce bar.
I got video of it somewhere. I forget which post it was, but I can hear
Oh,
it.
Tell you what, when you got to melt, you got to melt. You got to love
that's
the one you're
funny.
with.
There you go.
I mean, I'm not saying I enjoyed it. I might have cried a little.
So I got to ask, Hi-Ho.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
That's never good.
No, it's good. You were talking that you were thinking about moving more into silver, that your wife or whoever, when you pass, could handle better.
Yeah.
So what type of silver are you thinking about for that?
Well, I had such a huge collection that I stopped stacking about a year ago and have just been playing and managing, stacking, trading and selling and buying.
Right.
But, a lot of the stuff, it's like each piece has its own premium if you're going to sell it. So I just figured, God, this is, too big a job if I kick the bucket. So
Right.
that's when I started kind of dividing it up into permastack and short term and long term. Anyway, the permastack is silver eagles, junk silver, generic, and gold.
I was gonna ask if you were switching to a lot of generic.
No, I've actually in the same process. So I had a ton of generic, and as prices went up, I took advantage of basically swapping that low premium over for good deals on government issued coins, the cheaper ones. So everything I'm doing is upgrading my ounces without adding to the investment that I put in them. So I don't have much generic anymore. I've got I don't know, maybe 500 or 600 ounces is all.
Yeah. So you're thinking more like silver eagles or maple leaves, or
Silver Eagles is the core of any good stack, I think. And then,
right.
yeah. And then I do my little, here I have a case, let's fill it with something project. So I've got 5 kilos of Scottsdale 100 grams, and I got
I love those videos.
5 kilos of the Geigers and a couple of 100-ounce bars. But most of the generic I have melted and then reinvested into equipment or into gold. And then when spot's low, like right now, I'm about to dig into my Canadian proofs that are about 2 years back, 2.5, which is a good time to be flipping, especially when spot's low. So right now I'm just kind of converting some stuff that's not based so much on the spot price, but based on its market value.
Right. Well, I was just curious because older guys like me have got to look out for the next generation, because I'm bound to have some leftover silver after I kick the bucket. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So.
And it's got to be something that, I teach my heirs, okay, this is what this is, and here's what a premium is, and blah, blah. But, it's a huge job, and I just didn't feel like leaving my wife a huge job. So.
Right.
Yeah, so many people do that, and it's a nightmare on the people they leave behind.
Well, they end up just getting spots for stuff no matter what it is.
Right. They just take it into the local LCS and get hammered.
Yeah, that's why I chose as the permastack the American Silver Eagles, junk silver, generic, and gold, because all of those are real liquid and predictably priced.
Okay, I was just curious.
Yep.
That doesn't mean I'm going to buy any of your silver that you've got listed, but
I tell you what, man. I got on that sale he had, and I had that 5-ounce high relief. I can't remember what it was. It was a
Bald
lunar?
Eagle.
Oh, that was a good one. That was made by Perth Mint.
It was in my cart. It was out of my cart. It was in my cart. It was out of my cart.
Well,
I struggle with that one too.
I got 3 of them. If you ever feel the urge.
Oh, look, dude! If I'd had the money, I would have bought one of those for sure.
Yeah, I wanted it too. It was a struggle for me as well.
It's such a beautiful, chunky round, man, that they make that on. I think those are gorgeous.
I love the 5-ounce.
Keep talking. Keep talking.
I mean, plus it's dished. So, I mean, it's like, yeah. When was the last time you saw a 5-ounce round that was dished?
Yeah.
Never.
Keep talking, Hi-Ho. I'm on Tasty Silver right now.
Cool. I'll go ahead and buy it, man. I'll send you something nice with it.
Uh-oh.
Is it in the 5 to 10 ounce?
It's on the Hi-Ho specials.
Hi-Ho specials. Hi-Ho
You're getting a Kit Kat bar with your order.
Hey, Zeke, while you're there, can you get me one too? Not that I could ever pay you back for it.
You want me to have it just drop shipped?
No,
What the
hand
hell?
delivered like Mikey GPO.
Oh, it's gone.
Uh-oh.
It's good. The 5-ounce. Where'd it go? Hang on. It was number 4. The 5-ounce Year of the Ram silver round.
Okay, that's not the one that the rest of us were talking about. That's just a bullion thing. I did that at 39 cents over spot on that one.
Oh, well, there you go.
Oh,
Yeah.
holy shnikes. Yeah, you're talking about the Tuvalu 5-ounce high relief bald eagle.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
permanent is just stunning.
That's the one.
Yep. Low mintage, but I like it just because it's just a fat coin, man. It looks really cool.
Hi-Ho, you happen to have the koala that came out in 2013, the 5-ounce koala?
No, I don't. Did they do that in a high relief?
Yeah, they did that in a 5-ounce high relief as well.
Beautiful.
Mm. Yeah, they did.
Damn it.
I have less than 10 of those.
It's in your scrap bin, huh, Pops?
There you go.
Yeah, I tell you, I struggled whether or not to continue collecting those, the 5-ouncers, because they're such a high premium. It's tough enough with the 1-ouncers.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but you got to remember that. Look, you just pay the premium at the pointy end when you buy it, because when you sell it, if you ever sell it, you attach the same premium to it.
That doesn't always work out that way, though.
Nope.
No, it doesn't.
It'd be nice
but,
if it was that simple.
well, I know it's not that simple, but the reality of it is you've got it, somebody wants it, and they'll pay you whatever you ask for it because it's the only one going.
If they want it bad enough.
If they want to, yeah, that's right.
That's why you got to start a whole advertising campaign about it.
Yep.
Well, poop.
Sorry, Zeke.
No, I'm the one that should have jumped on the generic one when I had the chance.
All that early bullion stuff just went really fast. I like to price stuff super cheap, man. I want to hit it and quit it. I don't want to sit there and wait. Boom, anybody want it? Here it is. Done.
Yeah. And how much smarter is Hi-Ho Silver for creating his own way of selling his silver than to go through eBay or selling it back to a
Dude,
big conglomerate?
I love his little piss on eBay picture.
That's
Yeah.
great.
Well, we
This is
used to have
great.
something called Stackerville here in the community,
Right.
that BSO ran, and I think Still Keeping One had it going for a while, but wasn't called that. But you know, and that's the thing. I think in a sense, in a way, that should almost happen again for people that want to sell. Hi-Ho's doing it really the best way for himself because, you know, he's got his own website and the like. But yeah, I think that there ought to be a way for us YouTubers to be able to sell and you know,
To
list
each other.
things to each other in a community, you know, or on a channel, a separate channel. It's just maintaining it is the problem.
I
Yep.
think that's what Akio's trying to accomplish with his app.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Yeah, I
sure
see
that's
that
what
on
he
the
is trying
side,
to
but the
do.
thing is, you have to have the app, and you've got to. Everybody's got to have the app in order to use it. With YouTube, everybody's got YouTube.
Yeah.
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 There should be an official YouTube. I don't know, like the option for somebody to create like a community store. So what would happen is YouTube would give you the basic generic app, and you could build your own custom community store for whatever it was, whether it was silver, gold, wooden objects, fancy underwear, you name it. And essentially an Etsy store on or an Etsy store on YouTube.
Yeah, I got some underwear I could sell.
Yeah, the problem is they want their piece of the pie.
Yeah,
Well, that's the
that
thing. They're
involves
always gonna
development
want that.
cost and yeah, that would involve and yeah, like was mentioned, they would want to get a piece. They would probably charge us to do that. Whereas if you had a separate channel, you know, you could just post a video and people could comment underneath of it, and then you know, it's kind of out there.
Yeah.
Tasty Silver is it. I mean, that's the ideal way. Post a video with a link to your website. And bam.
That's
Yep.
That's part of my exit strategy. You got to have several ways to move your stuff at a reasonable price. You know.
Yep.
Right.
It's awesome.
I've thought about building a template store that other stackers could just adopt as their own, but it gets tricky with having to help them run it.
Right.
Yeah.
I would settle for like a mini mall that you could pay a monthly subscription to use.
Well, I think maybe in a year from now, IKEA's app might go under some stuff. He's always about trying to make it work better, and stuff takes time.
Yeah.
It needs to be laptop. I mean, it needs to be, you know, it needs to be instead of just on phone or tablet, it probably needs to be website based as well.
Right.
The reason
I know
I
there's a
haven't
lot
used,
of people that. What's that?
the reason I haven't used it is because I really need it to track spot price. So that's the next feature on my websites is I got to be able to track spot price on stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, I like the website. I'll occasionally go on Tasty just to see if there's anything on there.
Yeah, it's just an outlet. It's like my own little garage sale.
It is. It's perfect. And I tell you what, for your hand pours, there is no better way. There's no question as to who got what.
Yeah, I like that because all my stuff, it's like I don't want it all to look the same. So I want people to look at the exact bar they're getting because everybody loves something different. And so here's what it looks like. Here's where you can get it. And it's fun for me to make different looking things.
Well, and then they either click on buy or they don't.
Yep.
So what's the next evolution?
For what?
For you. For pour.
I don't know, man. I'm looking forward to pouring in 10-degree weather again.
Oh.
I think winter pouring is like my my playground.
Winter pouring is entirely different than summer pouring.
So fun and so challenging. Love it. But you get stuff you can't get otherwise.
Absolutely.
Who would ever thought that poured silver would be a seasonal product?
Well, it's just different. Yeah, I mean, you have stuff that has all the characteristics of obviously being poured in a colder environment, and then you have stuff that's obviously been poured in a hotter environment. And so,
Well, exactly.
I've got two different pieces of hi-ho silver, in, bunker bullion, and one of them was it's a hexagon, and it was poured in the winter, and then I've got a small bunker baby that was poured in the summer, and they're the same. I mean, they're poured by the same person, but the characteristics on the pieces are entirely different.
I've gotten to where I can look at one of my pieces and know exactly how I placed the torch, whether I used the torch, what the temperature was, how hot I made the silver. It's kind of because it really is, there's such a distinct character, and silver just acts differently. When you change one variable just a little bit, you get something totally different looking.
So, for example, if you were to pour silver outside in the snow, the result would be unique.
When it cools that fast, you have to use a torch. But with the stuff I do, I don't really do the engraved mold stuff. I just try to make really nice cooling lines and different designs with the pour lines. So when it cools, I can place a torch in the center. The outside cools super fast. So I can introduce motion, and it captures, I guess the way I think of it, it's like a series of photographs, man, and the cooling lines capture moments of motion. So when it's in a really cold pour below freezing, you can really capture some extreme motion, which otherwise when it's warmer, you can't, because the pour lines settle down the longer it takes to cool.
Yeah, see, that's awesome, dude. I mean, Jesus, it'd be like, somebody who specialized in high altitude pouring in the winter or something, like a mountain bar that was poured at, some
Lower
ridiculous
oxygen
altitude.
content.
Yeah, it would just be very, I mean, it would be a very specialized market, but I mean, if it's very shiny and pretty, people will buy it.
Yep.
I want to know when we're going to see a 2-ounce high relief salivate metal round.
Oh man, well, that would be nice. That would be quite expensive for sure to produce. It's it's the original salivate metal round. It was the dye fees and the like that went into it, and the actual thickness was quite a challenge for the mint to do to a point. But yeah, it would be nice to do a high relief 2-ounce like what Elemental does. But boy, you're talking high dollar there.
Yeah, the planchettes and the stamping,
yep,
or the minting.
Yep, and see, and to get that level of detail in the dye, you're talking thousands of dollars for the dyes.
Yeah.
And see that they sell massive amounts of them, so they recoup their cost. But that's why you see a premium on those.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Huh. Hey, I have a request, Salivate.
Yes, sir.
So I like your new shorter intro and all, but I miss seeing all of the metal coming out of the mouth.
Yeah, I'm working on something. I'm working on something, hopefully, for next year, if I can time it right, that may bring some of that back. But it's not a for sure thing. It's a matter of scheduling and doing it in such a way that if the idea works, it'll be great. But thank you for that. Yeah.
the retro intro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just every once in a while, we need to see some metal flopping.
Yeah.
I want to see it come out of his mouth and then hit the floor and then turn into doves and fly away.
Now that would be some tricky
like a John Woo
CGI.
John Woo to direct it.
There you go. Hey, have you seen that video from the name of the group is OK something?
OK Go.
Yeah. it's a 4.2 second video that's been slowed down, and it's just amazing how they did
Yeah,
that.
it ended up being a full length music video of almost 3.5 minutes.
Right, yeah.
Did you see the one they did in the 0G in the plane?
No, I didn't see that one. Wow, I'll have to check that one out.
Yeah, let me see if I can find the name of that song.
My favorite is the one of the first ones they did, the treadmill one.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I saw that
Oh,
one.
yeah.
They've got
This
the other
on
one
YouTube?
with all the people running around in different colors.
Yeah.
that I think they did in Japan.
It sounds like this band is making a name for themselves with these interesting videos. That's pretty unique, and that's almost what you have to do these days. You have to do something different that's outside of the box. I mean, their music is okay, but it's the video that makes it really stand out.
They had one also where they made a Rube Goldberg machine throughout the video. It showed the whole process of the machine working.
Oh, what now? I'm sorry, I missed that.
You know, the Rube Goldberg machines that do all kinds of stuff, one thing after another, a ball runs down.
Oh, yes, I have seen that one too. That was cool. Yes, that was really cool.
I've seen a bunch of those from these Japanese guys. They really go for it.
Yeah.
Well, okay, there's a silver pouring idea for you. All right, so somebody pour silver in a zero-G environment.
Okay, we'll get right on that.
A zero-G environment, doesn't that lack oxygen?
Not necessarily.
No, you can get to the vomit. What do they call it? The vomit rocket or something
The vomit
like that.
comet, yeah. I don't think they'll let you. I don't think they'll let you spray liquid metal all over the inside of their multi-billion-dollar plane, but it would be interesting.
It would be.
Yeah, here it is.
Super cool.
Upside down, inside out. Is the name
I
of the
wonder
song.
if
Upside down, inside out, silver pour in zero-G in the winter.
Well, I wonder if the silver would hold together or if it would disperse like other liquids do.
It would disperse like other liquids do.
Yeah.
But it would be, I mean, it would be amazing to watch a ball of liquid molten silver in a zero-G environment. Just go, I mean,
you'd have to go 0G and freezing temperature.
Right.
Yeah. So essentially, you'd be casting in space.
Yeah, you could just pour it outside.
There you go. Call it a space bar. Or a space blob. Space cloud silver.
Man, this video is weird.
Which one are you watching?
I'm watching the OK Go with all the where they take the 4.2 second video.
Oh yeah.
And then they slow it way down.
I think that's their newest video. The one before that was the one I was talking about. It's Upside Down, Inside Out is the name of the song. They do in the
they're
zero
just
G.
destroying things.
Yeah.
Solar Siren says spherical marble looking blobs. Nice. And of course, a friend points out a very valid point that you'd be dodging 1,000-degree drops of silver. Yes, okay, fair enough.
Yeah, and that's not fun.
Or, you know what you could do? You could pour silver by flying over an area in a plane and just pouring molten silver out of the plane.
Yep. It's cool
No.
the moment it hit the air, I'm sure.
Actually, that's a stupid idea. That just sounds like raining fiery death on innocent people.
Well, that's why you get a helicopter. Then it goes straight down and you know where it's going to land.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. So we've got to get silver pour from a helicopter on a mountaintop in winter. No, that's not going to work.
Oh, look at that.
That's the one I thought you were talking about at first. See?
Oh, man. Now you're just being mean.
It's my favorite of all the bald eagle coins out there.
Yeah,
See,
that's the one.
I've never got into any of that stuff.
The queen though looks particularly hideous on the high relief 5 ounce.
Turn it back around.
But you know, as the hair and crown on it are stunning.
The detail's amazing. But she looks pissed off.
She looks kind of mannish there. No offense.
Off with your head.
She does have that odd tendency to do that.
But now that I look at it, even the eagle looks pissed off.
Well, he's bald. What do you expect?
Premature baldness.
I'm waiting for somebody to do a bald eagle coin that actually looks like what a bald eagle actually looks like. Because
what was that going for? Hi ho.
I've got it for I think 175.
Yeah, 175.
That's not too bad for what it is, considering its rarity.
It's actually the premium on it has popped up in the last 3-4 months.
Yeah, it would have.
That's the deal with a lot of this stuff. A lot of people are asking, why are you selling stuff? It's like, well, I'm always selling stuff. That's how you build the quality of your stack. You buy and sell.
Yeah.
But a lot of this, like I got to go through this Canadian proofs box and check premiums. Once it gets to like 2 or 3 years, that's your prime time for flipping.
Yeah.
So I'm just going through and I'll pick some things. Like these are doing really well premium wise.
What's that eagle and Native American up there in the upper right hand? Yeah, that. What is that?
That's from a series called Nanabuzu. There's 3 silver ones in that series. One's colorized, one's gilded, and one is a proof. They're stunning. They're about flippable now too.
I've never seen one of those before, but that packaging on it alone looks amazing.
The Canadians do the best native art type proofs, I think.
Yeah.
This is one of my favorites. That's the gilded.
Oh shit, that's beautiful.
Gorgeous.
Wow. I mean that's done with all due respect to native culture. There's nothing about that that's cheesy or.
Yep.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, that's a nice set.
What did one of those go for?
I don't know.
Is that a 1 ouncer?
These are all 1 ounce, yeah. They did a gold and a platinum in 1/10 ounce as part of the series, and then the 3 silver ones.
Wow.
I suspect they're probably in the, I don't know, maybe $65, $69. I'll have to look and see what's happening now.
Well, that's actually pretty reasonable for what it is. I mean, I'd gladly pay something like that for. I mean, there's no way I can get anything like that where I am. It's just it's impossible. I'd have to go through a specialist bullion dealer who'd probably charge me 3 times, the amount for what that's worth. So it'd be like gold Libertad. Getting gold Libertad in Australia is about as difficult as something fairly impossible.
Yeah. Here's a set that I always wanted to do but never did. It's the Great Lakes. These things are really, really nicely done.
Oh, that is nice.
Enameled.
Wow.
I wish I had, because the premiums on these are doing nicely too. See, a lot of people they just stack. I like to have a diverse stack, so when spot is low, the price on this doesn't go down when spot goes down.
Yeah. Yeah.
So then you convert that in and you buy some more bullion, and when spot goes up on it, you cash in and you start again.
I lost
Yeah.
I lost my mic for a second there, but yeah, those Great Lakes coins. I thought about collecting those, but I just never did. And I just posted a video about the American Liberty silver medals and how their premiums have kept up. But hi ho, you're talking about flipping and within 2 and 3 years, and you're getting some of those premiums back. And I never really looked at it, but I always thought that there's so much stuff out there that it's kind of amazing that these premiums are holding or even going up on some of these series.
Yeah, it's kind of, as I've been studying it a little bit, usually you're going to pay the list price if you buy it then. I like to wait until the initial spike on a good collectible will go up, and then it'll crash back down below the mint issue. And I like to grab them if I think they're going to be okay. And then 2 to 3 years later, you can't find them, and people still remember they exist. So that's, I think, when you can get your best premium return.
Okay, yeah, nice.
But you can lose big time too, so it's one of those things.
Right. All a matter of timing, I guess.
Or just, there's, like you said, the market, there's so much stuff. You can never know for sure that something is going to appreciate. It could just fade away into obscurity just as likely.
Right. I'm kind of worried about that with the American Liberty silver medals.
Yeah.
Thought they might just fade away since the mintage was so low on them.
Here's one I might be getting rid of.
Oh, yeah, the camel.
This is pristine city, man. This is mint condition all the way around. Got the original velvet.
Yep, I remember seeing those. Those are cool.
Wow.
Interesting. And notice the date on it. It just coincides with the founding of the Federal Reserve Act.
Whoops, it's on sale now.
I love that laughing
more
snort
stuff.
from Silver Hair. Hey, yeah, you got that 10-ounce Einstein coin, too. That's neat.
Oh, that was an awesome coin.
It is, man. That's a perfect example, though. If I had waited another month and a half, I could have got it for $70 less.
Yeah, they're pretty high premium on those. What are they going for now?
I think they have one dealer that has all of them basically in the U.S. And he kind of worked his way down from $650 down to $450. I paid just around $400, but I've seen them go on the auction for like $330.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man. Bullion Exchange is exclusive.
Yep.
Silver Siren says yes.
Yeah. So you can lose too. You know, I thought I was getting an okay deal at around $400, but if I'd have been a little more patient.
What's that Silver Bullet, Silver Shield coin you got there?
That I think it's one of my favorites, even though I'm not a fan of this stuff anymore.
Yeah.
But that's the 2-ounce Freedom Girl proof.
Okay. Nice. Yeah, that's my favorite too of his, and I'm not a fan of his stuff really either.
This is just stunning.
What's the reverse of that? Does it have the Silver Shield or the Silver Bullet Silver Shield?
I think it's the 2013, so it's got the Silver Bullet.
Okay. Yeah. Nice.
This is one of the more attractive ones, the older proof.
Yeah, that's the second shield. They changed it up a little bit because there was some apparently there was some on that.
I think Heidi's work on this was just on point, man.
Yes, it was. I love the hair, the flowing hair. Looks just like Silver Siren.
Yeah. She does the best women sculpting, I think, in the business at this point.
Yeah.
Okay, don't show nothing cool yet because I'm leaving. I've been kind of stuck here looking at your pictures. I'm trying to get out of here. So
Okay.
thanks for showing all the nice yummies. They're really good ones.
I've got a spotted bird of prey I'll show while you're gone.
Okay. Okay.
Piece
I
of
just
crap.
haven't been out for a long time, so my friends are kind of like annoyed with me. So
Bye, Silver Woman.
bye. Wait.
Goodbye. Take it
Chat
easy. Good
one
seeing you
time and
again.
maybe next year again. So
Hopefully sooner than that.
yeah, we'll see because I'm trying to get busy with work and stuff. So
Okay.
okay, we see. Bye.
Good to hear
Bye-bye.
you.
Wow, that's a cool piece.
I'm really having fun doing this full stack project because I've got a bunch of stuff I forgot I had.
Is that a Wicked Witch or something? Oh, that's from. Okay, yeah, the Witch.
Yep, the 5
Nice.
ounce. So I'm just kind of going through and I'll go, okay, I wonder what the premium is on these 5 things, and I'll look them up and see if I want to cash them in or not. But I'm pooping out, man. It's been a bigger project than I anticipated.
You want to see eye candy? Oh,
Yes.
shit, eye candy. Look at this. That's eye candy right there. Look at that. Look at it. Just look at it. I mean, that's clad. And look at that. Look at that. Look at see that? That's rare.
Focus it. What? I can't see it. I had to step out to go make some powdered peanut butter for dinner.
Powdered peanut butter.
Yes, sir. Peanut butter without any of the oil.
Really? And it comes in a powder. Wow.
Yep.
We got to see this.
It's awesome because it has, 2 tablespoons of peanut butter has 190 calories.
Right?
So I have to be very careful because I'm not getting any younger and the metabolism isn't getting any faster. And
so, mine is.
I love peanut butter. And so I found this stuff called PB2. It's powdered peanut butter. And I think 2 tablespoons has 65 or 35 calories or 65 calories. And they do that just by getting rid of the oils.
Wow.
You can get it at Walmart.
Nice. I mean, how do you ingest it? You just put it in milk or something?
No, well, I put it in a coffee mug. I put 3 tablespoons in a coffee mug, put just enough water to get it sort of like really creamy peanut butter.
Yeah.
And then I spread it on butter flavored rice cakes.
Oh, great idea. There you go.
It's amazing. Or amazing.
Amazing. Silver Siren says EW.
What?
I don't know what that stands for. What does EW stand for?
It stands for ew.
She doesn't. Silver Siren doesn't like peanut butter. Man, I was raised on peanut butter. That's America.
That's America.
America.
I think I'd rather have turkey and dressing myself than dried out peanut butter.
She doesn't like the styrofoam rice cakes. Doesn't like styrofoam.
Yeah, fair enough.
Why would you dry it out if you're just going to add water back to it?
Because when they dry it out, it gets rid of the oil.
Well, the oil is what's good.
Yeah. I mean, this is what happens. You take the fat out of things, and they taste like shit.
Hey, don't knock it till you try it.
I'm gonna have to try it.
Oh.
Besides, if you don't want to mix it with water, mix it with bourbon.
Oh, there you go. Wow.
That's just weird.
Hey,
why would you do that?
Throw in some bacon.
Hi-O's got a Leon
Why-
Panetta
why would
piece.
you
Gonna
do
show
that?
us.
What's that?
He's got a Leon Panetta piece. Oh, never mind. That's Frank Frazetta. I get it.
Yeah.
Not Leon Panetta.
These are all the issues they did on the Death Dealer before they went full out.
So you take peanut butter, dry it, and then add bacon, and there's no oil in that?
Well, you got to mix it
No,
with
that's
bourbon.
a lot of oil.
Mix it with some bourbon in a blender.
Oh.
A lot of athletes use it in their protein shakes because it gets you all the protein from the peanut butter with very little of the fat.
Ah. I would just rather eat beans.
Yeah, I think I'd rather just get a bar of chocolate and a jar of peanut butter and a spoon and Netflix and do it that way.
200% fat milk.
What do you need the spoon for?
Well, you know, I'm not a
Ooh.
farmer.
That's nice.
That is nice.
That's the rarest of them all right there.
That's a
Hi-Ho
5
has all the cool silver. Dang it.
Best product of 2014, this one, I think.
Yeah,
That
it is
ripple-
beautiful.
No. The
That rippled
2014
background is
wedge-tailed eagle.
No, that rippled background is sick.
It is
Yeah.
good.
It almost looks hammer finish.
Besides
Almost.
the Royal Canadian Mint, nobody else was really doing this background on the field.
Right. Wonder what those go for nowadays. Is that one for sale, Hi-Ho?
Oh, that's a tough question.
Oh.
Now wait
It's
a
only-
minute.
There's
Okay,
only
that
about
means it's
1,000
going to
of
be
those that
expensive.
are out there.
What's that, Hi-Ho?
There's only about 1,000 of those that are out there. I haven't looked at the price of that because I don't think I'll sell it, but
Right.
that's they had real high premiums, all the old ones with the museum back. And I bought a bunch of those partly because I knew part of it was a donation going to the Frazetta Museum they were starting. And so there's only about 1,000 of each of these that are out there.
Look at you being generous.
Wow. Very nice.
All right, I'm going to go make some peanut butter and coffee.
All right.
Bye.
All right. Take care, Tasmania. Good to see you.
So Salvate, I really don't know how much these are going for because I never see them.
Right. Pretty wild. They're beautiful pieces indeed. I don't have any of those. It's on my list, but there's a lot of stuff that's on my list, you know.
Speaking of for sale, what's that 20-ounce muffin gonna go for?
Oh, that muffin. You have to stick around and see. The thing is, when we pour, you know, when we've done our pouring videos, we never really intended to sell any. It's just kind of for fun. We don't have that much silver. It's just stuff that we've actually started from the silver hair that we got, or that my friend got.
Silver hair.
That's not your friend?
Not your silver hair, but the other
Oh.
silver hair.
I remember your silver hair. That was cool.
That stuff was crazy.
Yeah, and it came in spools and a lot of it, and then yes, and yep, that's right, Silver Siren. Some of it turned out to be low purity, and some of it was 999. And my friend acquired this stuff. Apparently, it was on it was for some sort of nuclear submarine or something in the Navy. But the person from which it was purchased was not able to disclose its exact purpose.
Ah.
Sounds like it was reallocated from the military.
Right? Yeah. I think that's exactly what it was.
I don't know
But
anything about that.
So anyway, stay tuned for that 20-ounce muffin. What happens with it? The story has not ended, even though we had that press get it out. But we just do it for fun. We're not really selling any of it.
Which
but
just
if there
drives
is,
the value up.
What's that?
That just drives the value up.
Yeah.
It's not for sale until I get offered the right amount.
There you go. That's right. But anyways, fun stuff.
Hi, Mercury.
Hello, Mercury.
Hey guys, how you doing?
A gold Mercury.
I'm good.
Is that your new favorite coin now?
Of course, it's up there. It's up there in the top 5.
Nice.
I got one of them.
I think most people got one of these.
Yep. The highest
didn't.
mintage of they were the highest mintage of the 3 coins.
So what's the topic of the discussion here, fellas?
Hi-Ho is
Peanut
just
butter.
showing us his collections.
Peanut butter and silver? Oh, wow. 2 of my favorites.
Don't forget the bacon and bourbon.
Oh, now you're talking. Just drizzle those across the top of a cinnamon roll. We're on. Hey, there we go. Who was that? Salivate.
Yeah.
Salivate, how many do you have?
Just happen to have one here. I've got 2 left.
Very nice.
Gorgeous.
I was not smart enough to pick one of those up.
Well, maybe you are if you get one now, because I think their price is right around issue, if not less now.
Yeah, secondary market, you can find. You just got to watch really close, and you can get them pretty cheap.
I'll sell you one for under 500.
What are they out? What do they weigh and what do they run?
1/10 of an ounce, and they run about $210, $205, $210, maybe.
That's not terrible at all.
No. $205 was their issue price.
I think I was real heavy. I was heavy on the pouring silver when those things came out, so I didn't have the liquidity to pick one up.
Well, if you're using powdered peanut butter, that's not very liquid at all either. It's powder. Until you add water, then it becomes very liquid.
That's for sure.
So you mix in the bourbon.
Yeah, exactly.
You got to wash it down somehow.
That's right.
Do you put borax in with the peanut butter to make it more pure?
Yeah, there you go.
Let's get the flack out.
Look at those defunct tokalaus.
That's how you get smooth instead of chunky.
So is that really done now? Hi-Ho?
Like chunky.
You know, I was gonna get them because I think, dang, these reverse proofs. That's what I was getting on them. They're so freaking well done.
Yeah.
But I stopped getting on them, so I didn't keep up. But this series, their lunars are awesome. I only got the 2015s, but this is their whatever, like mythological kind of series.
Unicorn, did that continue or did that stop too?
I really don't know. They had a low mintage cap on them. So
okay.
God, the finish is amazing.
Yeah, it is cool.
This is the best one, man.
Yeah, the Pegasus is cool.
I can see my own reflection in that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Exactly.
You're a long way from it.
Right.
Oh.
I'm a big fan of reverse proofs, so these are great. And their lunar stuff really is awesome.
Yeah, it is cool. That is cool.
Now,
Hey guys, what mint is that out of?
Yeah, what mint is that from?
You know, I don't really
Good
know
question.
for sure.
Can you flip it over, Hi-Ho?
Let's see the reverse
Tokalau?
or the obverse.
Yeah, it's Tokalau, but I don't know where a mint mark is, and I don't have the COAs with me.
Is that got a small P on the back of it?
Might be Perth Mint.
Yeah. Because they've done a lot of stuff for Tuco, or however the hell you pronounce that.
Tokalau, yeah, they've done a lot of stuff with Tokalau. They have. That's true.
I don't think these are Perth, though, but I could be wrong.
Might be P for Philadelphia Mint.
There's no P on there, so.
No. You imagine the Philadelphia Mint ever doing anything like that?
Oh, no, I would just tease him.
Treasures.
Oh, I know.
Oz.
Those are nice.
Do you see the finish on this Libertad? This has been sandblasted with powdered peanut butter.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Sometimes I substitute my powdered peanut butter for flux when I pour silver.
Does that cause you?
makes
Does that
sense.
give you reflux when you ingest it?
The silver?
Oh, Jesus. That was a dad joke.
Reflux. Boom, boom.
It's the reflux.
It's the reflux.
An
Yeah,
awesome,
right.
Sorry, I had to find an opportunity to put some Duran Duran humor in there somewhere. I just knew that was my whole intention of coming on this chat.
Duran.
Nicely done, I have to admit.
Hi ho, are those top three the same?
Yeah, those are the 2015 sheep.
That'd be Year of the Goat, wouldn't it?
Yep,
It's,
you're the ram, the goat.
It's could be any of the three. This is my favorite sheep, but that's my second favorite.
Nice.
Actually, let's look at that one on a 10-ounce.
Just happen to have.
Actually, hi ho, I can't quite see it. Can you pull out a kilo? That would help me see the design a little better.
Okay.
What about one of those 10-pound ones?
But it's a
for God's sake, you had to ask, didn't you, Sullivan? Jesus.
Actually, what I meant was a 10 kilo. Can you pull that out? My eyes are really straining on that.
Lift with your
buried in the yard. Give me a second. I'll go grab it.
There you go.
Lift with your legs.
It's out in the bunker.
I've been considering having Pitbull gild this kilo rabbit since there's so many of them. It's not
Yeah.
really
Well, the interesting thing about those is that the above the 2 ounce, I think, they mint those every year for every design. There's no limited mintage on those, so that's why those rabbits are like crazy high mintage.
Yep.
Somebody posted a video with a ton of those things. I mean, like literally trays and trays of them. I forget who. Yeah, so Silver Siren remembers the video, and it was a lot of. I mean, it was like wow. But then I found out that they were like crazy high mintage. Yeah, snakes. Said they were snakes. That's right. They were snakes.
Yeah.
What, for the 2 ounce coins?
No, these were kilo size.
Oh, right, yeah.
Silver Dreams, I think that's who Silver Siren says it was.
Damn, that's a lot of silver in one coin.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Wow.
Heaven.
Nice.
I'm in heaven.
This table is the perma stack with the short term, like I want to hang on to it for a while.
Nice.
Now you're just getting into
And then over here, all the stuff that I'll be picking through to kind of trade and sell during 2017.
The most labeled collection I've ever seen.
Yeah. Amazing.
I got tired.
Now we're getting into silver slacker territory here.
I got tired of having to open tubes to see what they were.
Right.
Well, and then you accidentally open that one tube of maples, and it looks like somebody poured milk in it, and you get frustrated.
All of this labeling was born out of the realization that at some point I'm going to die.
What?
That's depressing. You're not going to die.
So that's when I shifted from a collector to a stacker. And I took everything that I wasn't going to get a full roll of and that wasn't real mainstream predictable. And I've been slowly getting rid of that. But then the Perth stuff I have is, I call it part of the perma stack, but it's really, I'm just keeping it pile.
Right.
I like those dark gray tubes. Are those Battle of the Coral Seas or?
These?
At the very top of the screen, the dark gray tubes.
Oh.
To the left.
Hammerhead sharks. Okay. Hammerheads.
And I've been putting everything into guardhouse instead of this stuff because I got tired of the scuffed up capsules. I got rid of my whole bar. I used to have a lot of stuff in pretty much every category, but only one of them. So I kind of got rid of all my bars and chose one thing. So I've been filling that PAMP thing up.
That is a thing of beauty.
While I've got my stack out, I'll do some nice silver porn stuff. It's going to be a cold winter.
Wow.
That's all. That's all that's left over of my just generic, and that's mostly prominent prospectors. Then we got the 10-ounce bars and the 5-ounce bars and some 1-ounce bars. That's the only poured silver I've got in the stack.
Wow.
I love those. They have such a unique finish on those.
Yeah, they do.
Then we got the 5 kilos of Geiger.
Yep. I remember your videos on those.
Yeah, I spent a bunch of time making a nice musical one, and then the YouTube muted my audio.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, there's one of my favorites. That box of 100-gram bars. Those are nice. I
That was so much fun following along as you kept adding to that.
That's the cast Scottsdale.
Yeah.
Oh, there's the bar I was talking about that has the dimple in the center.
The Bison?
No, the
oh no, the JM.
Yeah, that's got that slight dimple in the center from where they poured.
Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful. What's the one behind that? Hi-ho. Yeah. Oh, Royal Canadian Mint, 100 ouncer. Nice.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. And you notice those bars don't milk spot, do they?
Nope.
Siren.
In 2016, I did a lot of shifting over into gold. All of that underspot with E-Buck stuff.
Nice.
The E-Bucks master.
So anyway, you have no idea how badly I want to actually take every piece of silver out just to see piles of silver instead of tubes.
Right.
But man, full stack videos are a bunch of work to begin with.
Yeah, they sure are.
I don't have 1/10 of that, and I refuse to do a full stack. I hate getting it all out and putting it back.
Tasmanian's got the thumbnail for this video on his right now. There it is, silver and peanut butter. That's the thumbnail for this video. That sums it up right there.
Geez, Hi-Ho, did you have to fortify that table to hold all that? Was that made out of like mahogany?
This is no, God, what is it? It's made out of mango.
Mango, nice.
I was gonna say you got some serious weight on there though, man.
Yeah. Yeah, it's super solid, and it's compared to the table, when the table's all taken out, it's like that thing would tip over, collapse in the center. Once a year, man, during the holidays, you should get your stuff out and consider what to keep and what to sell, and look and see what has spotted up on you. And it takes a lot of time, but it's worth knowing what you got at least once a year.
Good idea.
Nah, I'm too lazy.
Yeah, I know. That's me too. It's like, yeah. And mine's spread out, different locations, so it'd be difficult.
Yeah, you remember Salivate's Tower of Silver from back in the day? That was fun.
Do.
I need to do another one to update that. Yeah.
Is that the one that was in the hallway?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see if my camera's working.
Yep, I see the roof of your garage right there.
Okay. Sorry.
Nice.
Upside down bike. He rides his bike on the ceiling. Oh, there's the powdered peanut butter. Let me taste some.
I can't see it for some
Hey,
reason.
you can snort it if you wanted,
Just take it.
Yeah.
Just take it lines of it.
Cut a couple lines of it. That's the healthiest way to get protein.
Zeke, you taking that for like supplement or something?
No, just low fat.
Oh, okay.
90% less fat than traditional peanut butter.
Why don't you just take it intravenously? Just mainline that shit.
50 calories per 2 tablespoons.
Wow.
50 calorie fat.
Jeez.
And I'm addicted to peanut butter, so.
Is it expensive?
This whole thing was filled to about here, and it was $9.
Okay.
And you're only using 2 tablespoons at a time, and it comes out looking like that. I mean, it looks you don't know it's not peanut butter.
Right.
So anyway, I just got tired of being heckled over my powdered peanut butter. So take that.
Pops, you all right? You alive?
Give us a snort to know you're still alive, Pops.
It's
Give us
like
a snort.
I think I would still rather have turkey and dressing than that. I'm sorry. I'm just not very healthy person, I guess.
What do you mean, Pops? You're not eating your prunes, man? Stay healthy?
Oh, heck. Prunes and I go way back.
What about pecans?
But it was never fun. Oh, pecans. That's a staple of the American diet right there.
Yes, sir. I remember your videos on picking pecans and making pies out of them.
Oh, now you're talking.
Pecan pie.
I had some of that for Thanksgiving.
Nice.
Yeah. I mean, would you rather have a slice of pecan pie or powdered peanut butter?
Just sprinkle it across the top and have both.
With bacon.
With bacon.
Well, yeah, like why couldn't you use powdered peanut butter instead of borax, in the crucible? Just sprinkle it in.
I'd end up wanting to eat the silver. It smells so good.
Yeah.
Good smelling scratch and sniff silver, yeah.
Well, lady and gentlemen, I must bid thee farewell, but thank you for the invite, Silver Siren, and it was a fun time. It was great interacting with you all.
Yeah, I got to put together a Christmas tree before the wife comes home from shopping.
Oh, boy.
So.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Well, you all have a wonderful evening and a multitude of gratitude to you all.
You too, bud.
Yeah, take care.
Take it easy, Sal.
All right, will do. Thank you, sir. Take care, everyone.
Take care, Sylvie.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye.
Yeah, I'm going to leave the chat, and I know y'all are going to miss me, but that's the way it is.
Hey, Pops, you want to hang up my lights?
What?
Pops, you want to hang up my Christmas lights around my house? I don't want to do that.
No, you know what? I'm already